Whoop whoop. Let's get into it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The link is already already put up there. It's already pinned. There you go. Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? A lot of you guys all know about what happened when it came to Candace's episode. You know a little bit. You know a little bit about what happened, but you don't know what happened afterwards. And that's what we're going to be getting into. We're going to be getting into the afterwards. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let's get into it. I should actually check this out right before I talk about it, because I remember someone saying that this particular online X account is actually based somewhere very interesting. And I have to see if this is actually true. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. This particular bureau, site, this X account is actually based somewhere interesting. Let me see if I can actually see that. Can I see it? I don't even know how to look it up. Where is this thing from? Somebody says that this thing is based in Philadelphia. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just talking about this here. Here, let me show you. What? Leave site? Absolutely not. What just happened? Oh my gosh. Are we still here? We're still here. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm talking about this right here. Apparently it's based somewhere very interesting. Is this how you check? It's gone now. It's gone now. At one point, there was a picture you could find, and it was actually based in Philadelphia. But we'll get to that in a moment, guys. We'll get to that in a moment. As you guys know, buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. You can leave a video there. I don't know why people are leaving videos. Are you scared of your face? It's only Gasolina. Gasolina is the only one leaving videos. It goes well. Anyways. We got the link. It's already pinned. Go ahead and check it out. Candace Owens had an episode. Now, I just want to get into something a little more important than that right before we jump in. And it's this right here. I mean, from the top rope with the bubble wand. It's called the bubble drop. It's called the bubble drop, as you can see there on the side of the screen. That is Lindsey Graham going from the top rope. I don't know what's going to happen to Nick right now. I don't know what's about to happen. He has the bubble wand. He is blowing bubbles. I mean, it's just, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know why they did this to him. You get put through the ringer when you step into politics. I'm telling you guys, I'm not making jokes when I say people get dipped in baby oil. I'm not kidding around. It's real stuff, guys. I mean, it's about to give him the bubble drop. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Who sent me who was this? Steven Barton. Thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. Maybe this is the picture I need behind me, right? Maybe this is the one. Guys, you think this is the one that I should be using? I think this might be a good one. Anyway. I'm kidding. Nick is fine. Nick is not prolapsed. He is not prolapsed, guys. Despite what we were talking about, he is not prolapsed. He's completely fine. Even though it's June right now, he is 100% fine. There's nothing wrong with him. The hand is quite deep. It is quite deep. I mean, this guy's wrist is gone. I'm just saying, but it's just a joke. Just a joke. Anyway, Candace's episode was very interesting. She touched on these guys right here. They're called Contact Industries. When she showed that video that she showed, this is where it was from. It was very, very weird. Because what Candace is now doing is touching on the microphone theory. I don't care what anybody says. That's what she was talking about as she was bringing up the pagers and talking about how much how much of the substance that they used inside the pagers, blowing things up, things of that nature. She was touching on the microphone theory. I love that she is touching on the microphone theory. I really do appreciate it. Oh, where are you? You're Twitch. You're in Twitch. Twitch is different than YouTube. Sorry, big guy. Who is this? You're like, oh man, yeah, that's how it is. It's Twitch. Sorry, Twitch. That's just the way that goes. Anyway, let's discuss. So she starts talking about the microphone theory. She gets into that whole thing. One person that I have to have you guys know about, I've mentioned him before. Many people know him. I have not talked to him. I plan on, hopefully, he doesn't know this, but hopefully reach out to him for like a members type of interview, is John Bray. So as we hear Candace touch on this microphone theory just a little bit, just know that this guy has everything you need to know. If you're at all interested in what she's talking about in this episode that came out yesterday, this guy has been researching this from top to bottom for pretty much the entire time. I mean, like he's basically showing exactly what Candace was talking about here. I mean, it's just like you really gotta check out what he's doing. He's done a whole lot of research. He's seen it from all angles. I think he's even trying to reproduce the whole event through the actual microphone. So John Bray, absolutely great follow if you're into that theory. If at all you are thinking about like, hey, is this a real thing that could happen, or is Candace crazy? She's not crazy. This guy, I can't say he's correct, but man, has he done a lot of work. And every time he ends up, let's just say hitting a wall, he gets right through it. He gets right through it, gets right around it. He's been figuring things out for months and months and months. So let's jump over here really quick. Man, I've had too much coffee. Do you ever have, this is the big mistake I made. I had coffee and I was like, you know what? Because I didn't sleep. I slept like 5 hours. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably just do another one back to back, like a chain smoker, a chain drinker. So I'm like, I should just have another one. A little less, but I'm still going to do it. Man, should I have just let that first cup ruminate? I should have just let that cup peruse around my body a little bit. And then I'm sitting here in silence going through the tabs. And I'm like, I just want to talk. I have no one to talk to. That's why I'm on time today, guys, because I have no one to talk to. I'm like, I got to say something. I got to show people the bubble wand, not my bubble wand, Lindsay's bubble wand. I was like, I got to talk about some stuff here. I really got to talk about some things here. Oh my gosh. It was really bad. So I'm definitely going to be running over. I'm definitely going to be running back and forth. Hey man, I'm not a coffee guy. I'm not a stimulant guy. Okay. I'm not one of those guys. I can't handle that stuff. It makes me nuts. I just thought, I haven't slept. I'm like, it's the right thing to do. No. And it hasn't even fully hit yet. So believe you me, don't put me on double speed because I'm going to be at double speed in like 10 minutes. So just trust me on this. Yeah, be careful. It feels like I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm like, I'm 40 now. Oh, I'm 40 now. I can't do stuff like this. I just got out of the shower. I'm like, it's like I'm on a mushroom trip right now. That's how old I am now, that if I have too much coffee, it's like a psychedelic experience, Anyway, guys, let's jump in to the first clip. Is this a proper clip? This is where she's talking about the PENT. If you don't know what that is, you will in a second. And the clip she found, I could not find the same clip. I did dilute it. I drink 2 liters of water. What do you think? I'm a maniac? Anyway, let's get into it. Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen.
Is how much PET and explosive?
Of course, I'm listening to it on double speed. Double speed right now sounds very slow for me. It sounds extremely slow. Anyway. Let me pull it back even just a little bit more here. Let's go.
Going to strengthen their resolve against you while they are still very much alive. Anyway, it got me wondering, if 6 grams could take out fingers and eyes, how much PETN explosive would you need to guarantee a fatality? What would that look like? What would the size of that injury look like on a person? And so I decided to research and see if there were maybe some random YouTube channels that were dedicated to demonstrating doubling that amount, maybe tripling that amount, and seeing what would happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding you when I say that this was the very first video that I stumbled across on YouTube, just typing in PETN explosive. And it was just guys that were using 20 grams of PETN explosive within a tiny capsule. And they were using it against bulletproof glass to see what would happen. And I want you to pay very close attention to what this person says, because I could not believe my ears. I was freaking out. Take a listen.
20 gram booster, PETN charge. We're going to use it against the transaction window to see what the results are.
This is the first one that went the way I expected it to go. Yeah. I didn't expect the half pounder to make like a laser beam through the guy's head. It's about the same as a gunshot. This is NIJ4 rated glass. Yeah, from a 30-06. It's about the same foot diameter.
It's about the same as a gunshot from a 30-06. If you shot it against that bulletproof, you heard him correctly. I promise you. That was the first one I hit. He decided, and same results as a 30-06. 20 grams of PETN mimics the punch of a 30-06 bullet. Unbelievable. I want to be clear, this video was not posted to prove or debunk any conspiracy theories. In fact, it was published back in May of 2025. Charlie was very much alive. That's a full 4 months before Charlie was murdered. This was merely just par for the course on a channel that focuses on testing explosives and guns. There's no aim for them. This is what they do. This is how they have fun. So it is fascinating that they are saying it mimics the diameter of a 30-06.
This is nuts that she was able to find this so quick. Now, again, if you guys want to actually go through what they got going on, this is their channel. Right. I was able to find that. I could not find, and they don't have a lot of subscribers either. They got 3.5. They probably got a lot of this just from Candace, just mentioning it yesterday, from the people who actually dug deep. But like these guys, this is just what they do. Humble channel. They're more focused on the business than they are, YouTube, and they're doing all sorts of stuff. This actually might be nuclear security. And oh, wow. Yeah, they do a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. Explosive testing, 5-pound ANFO contact charge. Interesting. Yeah, they do a lot of different stuff. So I would say check them out if you're interested in all that. The fact that they even are saying 30-06, I mean, it's like just perfect, absolutely perfect. But this is now a theory that I think Candace is going to be exploring a lot more. For those of you that already know about the microphone theory and you've been hollering about it for the longest time, I think this is where things are going to start to get interesting, especially if she and her team start focusing in on that theory. Baron and Ian, this is months and months ago. Baron and Ian actually sat down together. They talked about it for hours. They went from the facility that exploded. They went through everything. Ian even had a slowed down video where you could see something flying up and coming down. They were slowing it down. So there's a lot to get into when it comes to this theory. Here, let's play a little bit more of this.
Especially given the persistent conspiracy theory that Charlie's road mic was rigged with PETN explosive. I haven't much spoken about that because I wasn't a PETN expert until this Butler situation, speaking with people close to the situation, telling me about this strange set of circumstances and the possibility of some explosives ring. And I went, wait, what? What are we talking about? Anyway, enough of conspiracy. Let's return to the facts. We fast forward now to February 4th, 2025, just a few weeks after Trump's inauguration into his second presidential term. Bibi Netanyahu enters the White House and presents President Trump with a gift, a golden pager. A nod to
I had no idea this is what it looked like. This is my first time actually seeing it. I heard about it, but you know, we're gonna let it play a little bit. But the fact that Candace reveals to me, I'm sure a lot of you already knew this, but this whole golden pager thing didn't even happen during his time in office. It actually happened during Biden's time in office. And then he gives it to Trump. It's a threat. No, isn't it? That's like him coming and being like, hello, everybody. Come look. This is a golden ear. There's a golden ear for you, Mr. President. A golden ear. Look, the little part chipped away, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, there you go. It's basically the same thing. I don't know. To me, I'm very paranoid. I'm a very paranoid person. If I knew about something like this that happened, and someone gave me a golden pager and they were from Philadelphia, I'd be like, hey, man, Secret Service. It's a golden pager. Secret Service. Where are you guys? Are you guys serious right now? You don't have his hands behind his back? What's going on here? This is a golden pager. This is a threat, boys. Boys, is there a sniper anywhere? Boys, this is a threat. This is crazy. I'd be pissed. I'd be really pissed. But in return, after he gave him the golden pager, they gave him a golden key to the White House. That's what BB got in return. Now it makes sense. I was like, why on earth are they giving BB a golden key to the White House? Well, this is very odd. This doesn't seem like something BB really needs. Now it makes sense. He's like, here's a golden pager. You have anything to give me in return? You can come here whenever you want. Here you go. Here's the keys. Go ahead. That's my key. I can't even, don't worry. The Secret Service would let me in. You have the key. It's fine. Can someone do his laundry, please? He brought a lot of laundry. So someone get his laundry done. It's a real thing. Not making that up. It's not even a joke. Anyway, let's keep going.
To the Mossad's pager operation. I'm sorry, but why? Why? What is the context of that? Is that like an inside joke? Is it a threat? Because Donald Trump was not president when the pager operation took place. President Biden was. So why would he gift this to Donald Trump? American troops were not involved. So far as we know, why would he gift this to Donald Trump? What is the significance of this? This is not a traditional gift. This does not make sense in a traditional sense. Okay, like they give you something, a samurai sword from Japan. I think they gave him a samurai helmet, actually, was the last gifts that came from Japan. Saudi Arabia gifts like jewelry and crowns. Switzerland gifted, very appropriately, a Swiss watch. What's up with the golden pager, BB? Frankly, it was crass and it was off-putting. Children were murdered in this operation, and I'd like to think that America had nothing to do with it, but, I know better. We are, after all, supplying Israel with white phosphorus, the chemical, to burn Lebanese civilians alive. Did we know more about the pager attack than we let on? Did we?
You know what's interesting? Yeah, of course there's some assistance, of course. You know what's interesting about, I'm pretty sure Candace doesn't show it. I'm pretty sure I did not see this on her episode, because this would have been a crazy thing for her to show. Yeah, no, it's not there. There are videos of what happened, and the thing that we are all, the image that we're all given from that whole pager thing is that it just hit a bunch of, terror cell people, opposition, soldiers, right? Not civilians. But I was watching a video yesterday, and this lady, civilian, clearly, she had 45 surgeries, so a lot of them reconstructive for her face, 2 fingers fused together, and I think lost one or lost part of 2. It was crazy. I had no idea that that's how it went, because they just went off wherever. It wasn't like they were like, okay, wait for them all to get to. No, it just went off wherever they were. So if they were in public, it just went off in public. And that lady suffered. Did she show that? No, she didn't. Did she? Let me see something here. When did she show that? The hell are you talking about? She didn't show that. No. Where? Let me see. Is this it? No. What are you guys talking about? Wait. Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah, she did. Okay. Yeah, I saw this on X. Oh, okay. Jeez. Someone said did not. Someone said did. No, she didn't. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing. I actually can't be 100% sure. I don't even want to go to it. I don't want to see it. Okay, where are we at? We're at 22 minutes, 13 seconds. Okay, I'll see it. Ah, yeah, that's it. Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah, that's it. Jeez. Yeah, that's it. Ugh, God. I don't know how she gets away with showing stuff like that. I gotta tell you, if I showed something like that, it'd be done. It'd be just be Twitch and Kick still going around. That'd be it for me. I don't know how she gets away with it, but yeah, she did show it. Jeez. Yeah, I saw that on X. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I had no idea it was like that. Oh, so many surgeries, man. Anyway, let's keep going here a little bit, just a little bit past this.
But why would he gift this to Donald Trump? American troops were not involved, so far as we know. Why would he gift this to Donald Trump? What is the significance of this? This is not a traditional gift. This does not make sense in a traditional sense. Okay, like they give you something, reaction to it, Trump's reaction to it. He's satisfied. He wants it shut down. That's not how a man would act if it was an assassination attempt against him. Was it an assassination attempt or was it an assassination success? Was it an assassination complete? I mean, perhaps the only good portion of this story is that I have it on authority. The widow of Corey Comparator and the family of Corey Comparator is not like Trump. They are not satisfied with the investigation. They are not happy with the fact that Secret Service agents never lost their jobs. They are not satisfied with the answers that they are receiving about how Corey Comparator was killed. Imagine that. Imagine a widow who has questions. And last I was informed, that particular widow didn't take over her husband's career in the blink of an eye. So, like I said, imagine that. We'll be right back after a break.
That's interesting. I've not heard this. She says it's on good authority. They're clearly not making themselves known that they have these questions, but they apparently she's saying that that is going on. I find that very weird. Very, very weird that they're not making it public. They should be making it public. And yeah, what can I say? You know, somebody's a widow, a legit widow. This is like a legit widow, like a real one. Not to say that the other ones aren't real. You know, this one doesn't have any sparkles. There's no fireworks with this one. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, John Bray, that would be the person to hit up and really check out the work that he's done. It's very extensive. It is it's a lot. It's a lot if you check out his work. So she's embracing the microphone theory. That has already been confirmed. We are there. I love to see it. I'm hoping that she goes very hard and she starts really. I'm not a microphone theory guy. I did cover it. I did look into it. I think there's a lot of it that makes sense. I think it is possible. It's very possible that George Zinn and Tyler are the same type of thing, where Tyler was supposed to run and not get caught. George Zinn was supposed to get caught. Like I think there was supposed to be, in theory, because this is the only way that the microphone theory makes sense, is that they were supposed to scatter. George was supposed to pull his pants down for some reason and start screaming that he did it. Okay. Tyler was supposed to just jet and be gone, and maybe a couple people see him. And then it would have just been like, okay, what happened here? Obviously, a shot went off. That's the only way it really makes sense, that they needed these decoys, because if the microphone just exploded, they'd be like, okay, where's it from? They would look into it. Yeah. And oh man, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm not going to pull it up because for some reason they don't like when you pull it up. But remember, there's security. I'm not saying this is what happened, but there's security. And it seems like they're gathering something up. I have no idea if they are. You can't tell because you can't see their hands. So anybody that acts like they know exactly what they were doing, you couldn't possibly know what these guys are doing. Their hands are down like this. You don't know what I'm doing right now. I could be being disgusting right now. I'm really just doing this. But you don't know. You can't tell. Can't tell, right? They were doing something down there. Imagine if they were like gathering up microphone bits, you know? And then also, now that I think about it, I think Candace showed this first. I know Baron focused in on it as well. When they showed the inside of the car and those black bits were everywhere, right? There was mints, literally mints. I couldn't believe it. In the SUV, there was mints and there was these black shards. Makes you think. You never know. Let's keep going here, though. Let's keep going. What do we have next? The FOA. This is where things get very interesting. The FOIA request. And again, hopefully she keeps on going with it. Yeah, someone said yellow wrappers. Miss Chris Viz, yes, yellow wrappers. That's exactly. There was yellow wrappers everywhere and a bunch of black shards. We have no idea what the black shards were, but we do know that at some point, cough drops, mints, whatever. Not gauze. How about that? Not gauze, not Band-Aids, not a trauma kit, not any of those things. Just mints, okay? Or cough drops and black shards everywhere. It makes you wonder, what if that's what, people were cleaning up? Can't say that's what was happening. Trying to avoid those letters. Not saying that's what was happening. But something was happening down there where they were cleaning up quite a bit. No idea what that was. But now that she brings this up and she's talking about this theory and they're showing what the actual thing looks like. Did you guys catch that? Let me just see. Let me go back here for a second. Is this what he's showing? Therefore, lots of hearts. Gotta be careful with John Bray, like especially on here, because he shows some wild stuff. But that I'll just say PENT. That stuff is black. It's black. I wonder if it goes into shards at all. I wonder if that's a thing that it does. No idea. Not saying. Pistol Palm Ricky. Is that what you got? Palm Pistol Ricky? Is that what you guys call him? How dare you? How dare you call him that? You call him the brown shirt guy. You don't know what he had in his hand. If Brian had mints, why wouldn't he have mints? What was inside Ricky's hand? Brian? Oh, that was mints. All my guys have mints, right? So when you saw Dan Flood doing the hitchy gitchy and all that, right? When you saw him doing a little thing like that, that was him signaling for mints. That's all that is. Because we need mints. We need them on deck. You understand? And when you saw Frank Turk doing the little hat turn where he was moving it back and forth, well, that was for mints too. I'm telling you, Chrissy, she's an angel and she's busy. That's why her husband's with her. Name's Angel as well. And the kids. They're just running around with mints. That's all. They're like Pez dispensers. Anyway. I need a sign like Baron. I should have a sign like Baron. Just right across. Allegedly. Or just joking. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Just across right there. I think that'd be best. Bad breath needs mints. I know. We all get it. Listen. Brian Harpole is a friend of the show. Everybody knows that. He's always been a friend of the show. I mean, we call the members the Mint Daddy crew. Come on. What are we talking about here? I got no problem with Harpole. Anyway, let's keep going here. A lot of people like Rasta Erica. A lot of people. I didn't expect people like it's very obscure and odd. I didn't think a lot of people would like Rasta Erica. Appreciate you. Let's keep going. This is where she starts talking about the FOIA request that she's making. kind of getting a response, not really, a back and forth with Blake Neff. Then we're going to go to the Bureau actually responding to her, which was very surprising. But of course, we're going to go to Blake Neff first. And then Barron. Oh, I got to work Barron into here. I completely forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, let's play this.
Director, executives.
Of course it is. Of course it's that fast. Of course it is. Okay. There we go. We're normal now.
Secretariat, the protective operations units, and any office responsible for executive travel coordination. To minimize burden, I am not requesting classified information, protective methodology, sensitive security details, or personal private information unrelated to official government business. Please provide responsive records in electronic format where possible. If portions of the records are exempt from disclosure, please release all reasonably segregable non-exempt portions. Identify the specific FOIA exemptions relied upon for any withholding. Thank you. Okay, fair. We just want to know where he traveled. We're trying to say a lot to just say these are 3 days. Whoever's in control of the calendar, schedule, we want that. We're not asking you for classified information. We're not fighting you. We don't want to know where he was doing personally. We don't want to know what, his girlfriend's concert was. If he's not an FBI business, it's not our business. That's our right. That's what we are paying for, to fly him around. In fact, we're even paying for his girlfriend's security. Least we can do is FOIA around and find out. Unfortunately, here's what we received back. Please be advised that unusual circumstances apply to the processing of your request. And then we go back to, here are what we can deem to be unusual circumstances. Okay. Number 1, there is a need to search for and collect records from field offices, that are separate from the FBI. That's not going to be us. Number 2, there was a need to search for and collect and examine a voluminous amount of separate and distinct records. That's not going to be us. 3, there was a need for consultation with another agency or 2 or more DOJ components. That's probably going to be us. I think it's always 3, which will delay our ability to make a determination on your request within 20 days. So it's just an ability to delay. They could say, oh, well, it's one of these 3 things. We have to talk to somebody, right? So we're not going to be able to tell you back within 20 days. That's supposed to be a lot of time. We're supposed to get back to us within 20 days. Well, it involves somebody else. So we now have to talk to somebody. Now, for some reason, just me saying that I requested Kash Patel's records, which again is my right as a
Somebody asked what was the substance called again, that was potentially used in those pagers. PENT. It is PENT. If you're looking to look into it. Again, John Bray, great resource.
Tax-paying citizen of the United States of America. For some reason, this deeply upset Blake Neff. I just want to weigh his reaction to me merely filing an FOIA request. And I want you to compare it to what you just heard from Charlie when things don't add up. Here's Blake Neff, the new representative of the Charlie Kirk show. Charlie Kirk show. Really? Here's what Blake Neff wrote, crashing out. Here we can see the latest thing that Candace will fixate on for the next 2 weeks as all important, the key to blowing the case wide open so that she has an excuse to harass more people. Of course, when she gets bored or successfully extracts whatever thing she is looking for, which of course will be a total nothing burger, she'll move on to dismissing it as irrelevant or just stop talking about it entirely and move on to her next fixation. This will continue until people stop falling for it. I'm like the queen of not moving on, Blake. In case you missed it, this is why we are filing FOIA requests. This is why, despite Andrew Colbert lying and trying to, allude to the idea that we made up the email where Erica was called an emotional asset, we filed an FOIA request, then we followed up on our FOIA request, and we're still going down that path because I told the truth. We don't actually let things go. In fact, you guys usually call me obsessed. Obsessed people don't let things go. And I also want to say, Blake, you're right. I am obsessed with who killed Charlie Kirk. Why aren't you? Why aren't you obsessed? Why don't you just rename the Charlie Kirk show the Truman Show?
Wow.
I feel like that would be more appropriate for what's left over, whatever this is. It's like litter, watching you litter every single day on his name, on what he represented, on how he felt. You're upset because we're holding our government accountable because we pay money and this is what we're allowed to do, to say, hey, Kash, what were you doing on these days? Maybe it is nothing. That's correct. But guess what? It's my right to find out. It's not called harassment. In fact, I would almost say that the amount of tax-paying dollars that I get for absolutely nothing is a form of harassment. It feels like financial harassment to all of the Americans who are paying and being made to consume the Fed slop of the Charlie Kirk narrative.
Oh man, you ever know the taxes are supposed to be temporary? Did you guys know that they're supposed to be temporary? They were supposed to be temporary. It's funny. It's supposed to just be for a little bit, and then it just kept going. Isn't that funny? It's crazy. So let's get into what happened afterwards, because you're hearing Candace talk about this, but it did keep going. And she just read what Blake said. I wanted her to read it because she was reading in a very sassy voice. When I read things in my smooth, deep voice, it gives Blake this layer of masculinity that I don't want you guys to be confused about, because that's not what he has going on, right? So I wanted her to read it. It was much better coming from her. That's more what he sounds like, Anyway, after he said this, my boy got lit up. I mean, he got lit up from every direction. Are we zoomed in all the way? Let's zoom in some more. Let's zoom in some more for the people who need reading glasses. Blake is worried to death. The only people, nobody was buying this. And this happens routinely to Blake. That's why what Barron said was actually really funny. Barron said that Blake reminds him of the knight from Monty Python. His arms are gone, his legs are gone, and he's like still trying to he's still coming at you. That's I think that's partly why Barron's saying that, because it just goes on and on. So people are like, Blake is worried to death. The only people bothered by transparency are liars who have something to hide. I mean, it just person after person. Don't you have a minority woman to verbally abuse? People were just going in on him. It's nuts. Innocent people don't act like this. That's a very good point. Very, very good point. He's talking about harassment for an agency. That's like when I call out Rogan, I'll call out Rogan and people are like, hey man, lay off. I saw one person, this investigative journalist, this lady, I think it was Elizabeth Lane. She's like, people should be grateful for what Joe Rogan has done. I'm like, he's a billionaire. What are you doing? You gonna fight for Peter Thiel next? What are you talking about? It's okay. He'll be fine. He'll be completely fine, especially since he doesn't know any of us are talking about it. It'll be okay. Yeah, you're gonna defend Bill Gates too? Don't worry. Bill's fine. He doesn't know we're talking about him. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, somebody else jumped in here. Blakey talking about harassment. How perfectly themed. Better hope Candace doesn't fixate on you and farm it out to one of her cult members, because I have a lot to say about you that people would find interesting. I don't know who this person is. Oh, they follow me. Oh, that's interesting. Really? Did anybody even respond to this? Tell us, please. There we go. Why not? Let's see what they say. They follow me. Yeah. Maybe they're here laughing right now. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Anyway, next person. Not Blake Neff commenting, which makes Kash Patel look even more guilty of covering up that he was involved in the passing away of Charlie Kirk. Honest Ash. You keep going here. I mean, just lit up. Somebody, Travis. This is Travis. Travis, this you? And this is a Blake Neff. This is actually one of his tweets. Read this if you don't have time for the full report. There are serious systematic issues at the Bureau, and the 3-year clock we have to fix them is one of the most important problems for this administration, regardless of who runs the Bureau. Oh, well. Even they don't just go against what Charlie had to say, guys. Okay. At least give them that credit. They aren't just spinning what Charlie says. They do it to themselves as well. So that's always good. That's always good. Keep it consistent, right? If you're going to twist and blend narratives, you might as well do it to yourself too. This former employee of Turning Point had to say, the man whose show, Blake Neff, now gets up whose show is now to get up every day to grift off of, previously tweeted for what it's worth. The irony writes itself. And then you have Charlie here, one of his former tweets. The president just said he will declassify all files related to JFK. One of the two things has to be true. The government did this to JFK. Yeah, trying not to use that word. And covered it and fought for decades to keep people from knowing the truth, or the files will tell us nothing and be incredibly boring and show that we overclassify documents to give unimpressive people unnecessary jobs with silly titles. Oh, well, shout out to Charlie. Yeah. He didn't realize when he was writing this, he was talking about his friend Blake now. Isn't that funny? Sad, really. Hey, Blake, another question for you. By your logic, when Charlie Kirk would tweet about FOIA requests in the Bureau and demanded answers from McCabe, was he harassing him too? If the Dems for Biden told him to stop asking questions, would you guys have stopped? I didn't think so. So why now? And then another tweet from Charlie. I mean, Charlie just keeps on. Nobody owns Turning Point better than Charlie. Charlie of the past owns Turning Point more than any person out there. Him and Candace are like neck and neck. Barron's like third, but him and Candace are just neck and neck. He's still doing his thing. Breaking: new FOIA documents reveal the extent to which Andrew McCabe lied to Bureau investigators. He even acknowledged his lies. General Flynn and Roger Stones are facing jail time for much less. What are the indictments for McCabe? This is a two-tier justice system. This two-tier justice system is a disgrace. Well, there you go. I mean, these guys would be rock stars if they just upheld everything that Charlie said and just kept his actual mission going on. They'd be rock stars. Uncle Buck enters the conversation. Uncle Buck and Blake Neff actually have a lot of back and forths. And Blake, Brokeback Blake, as I've heard as I heard on Barron's show yesterday. What was it? Blake Back Mountain. Oh my gosh. I can't believe somebody said that. Absolutely ridiculous. And that Barron for saying it out loud. How dare he? Anyway, when scrolling the internet, attacking Candace Owens and everyone for asking questions you won't, Blake Neff, maybe you should spend a moment reading the comments. Have you tried? It's a Larry Loomer type of ratio, 100% pure outrage vitriol over your lack of interest in the real investigation over Charlie Kirk's passing, and you and over your self. I don't even know what that word is. What is that word? Revelental? Bitchy tone. So many people who love Charlie, his heart, his mind, you know what's interesting about this? I have to say, there was someone who left the super chat. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your name, but they were talking about trying to reconcile what Tucker is doing in regards to not speaking about Erica and how he is, he's okay with Erica. He sees the switch in her. He's not saying anything. He raised the money. Then you also see Uncle Buck. This is, for those of you that don't know, this is Buckley Carlson. This is Tucker's brother. This is his actual brother. This is not a parody account or anything. This is legit Tucker's brother. And he's saying all this. And this is not like whoa, Tucker's brother. He always says stuff like this. He is always talking about this, especially when it comes to Charlie Kirk. So Tucker for sure knows everything. He didn't need Jimmy Dore to say all that because his brother says the exact same things and they talk all the time. Makes you wonder. Anyway, so many who love Charlie, his heart, his mind, his methods feel this way, and it is readily discoverable under every single one of your posts. Stop talking, stop writing, start reading, and maybe question the narrative. Charlie always did. It's crazy. It's crazy he's saying this. And he's Tucker's brother. So Tucker knows about all this. He knows about every single thing. Yeah, Uncle Buck doesn't know. If you're on X and you're not following Uncle Buck, I'm telling you right now, it's about time. Get on it. Trust me. You will not be disappointed. Talk about going max every single day. He's incredible, absolutely incredible. Oh, and then Blake Neff responded. Oh goodness, they do this all the time. And on top of this, he worked for Tucker, so they know each other. This is interesting. Okay. If you love Charlie, you might consider caring even a second about why your daily hobby is harassing his family, friends, and longest serving employees in the service of aimless conspiracy theories that go nowhere. You say you're asking questions, but you never seem interested in any of the answers if they don't fit your preconceived hatreds. That's actually ridiculous. What a stupid thing to say. Oh my gosh. That's so ridiculous. Like, very well you're not answering anything. You're not answering anything. I can't believe this. No questions, just attacking you. I'm telling you, this guy's great. No questions, just attacking you specifically, Blake, for mocking Candace, anyone for seeking truth. Can't recall you doing that or answering any questions. You certainly haven't condemned the Bureau's bad lies or their denial of lawful requests. Preconceived hatred. Have some shame. Wow. I'm telling you, he's the best. He's the best. Did Blake even respond? I mean, he is just the best. He is so good. Amazing. Anyway, I didn't expect all that. I just wanted to show you guys Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck, believe me, going max every day of the week. Check him out. You won't be disappointed. Someone said something about interviewing Uncle Buck. I would love to interview Uncle Buck. Barron can go on Tucker. I sit down with Uncle Buck and we just let it rip. I would have a great time with that. Now, also, Candace made sure to respond to Blake. A lot of times she doesn't show you what she has to say on X because she doesn't want to do that, but I definitely do. So Candace made sure to say to Blake after he said this, she said, "Why are you so triggered by a FOIA request? If you don't want to have to abide them, then maybe don't become the FBI director and use taxpayer dollars to fund your girlfriend's security. It's actually my right as an American to know where he is and what he's doing while he's spending my money. If it helps, I don't think Kash Patel did anything to Charlie, but your remarkable triggering here over a routine request has certainly piqued my interest in his whereabouts." Very interesting. And then Blake actually responds very sassy. "Oh no, I've been found out. Now you're going to expose everything." Imagine he gets arrested like a year from now. Could you imagine? Imagine he just gets arrested just 1 year from now. How great would that be? I mean, I shouldn't say it'd be great. It'd be terrifying because then everything, all the darkness that people have talked about would be, true. Someone said Buck will interview me. No, he won't. I'll be interviewing Buck. Thank you very much. I want to know about Buck. I would ask him about his brother. I'd be like, "Hey man, what's going on with your brother? Does your brother know who Erica Kirk is? Like, do you guys ever talk about that?" That'd be one of my first questions. Do you guys not talk about this? Because I know Tucker has said you guys talk about everything. You're very close. You guys have like breakfast and dinners and lunches all the time. You talk on the phone all the time. So he for sure knows. Why isn't he speaking up? That would be my first question. 100%. Anyway, that is the story of Blake Neff, ladies and gentlemen. Candace Owens unleashed on him. It's sad. It's sad to see Blake going out like this. But it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense when we get into what Barron revealed about Blake. Should I just go into that? I'm going to go into that. No. I shouldn't go into that right away. No. Maybe I should go to the FBI thing first, and then we can talk about Blake and where he's worked, because I found that so interesting. Anyway, let's jump over here, because I did put that in the title and everything. I'm sure you guys want to see that. So they did respond for the first time ever. I'm not following this account. There's no way I would ever. But this is a real official account. This is FBI Rapid Response. This is the same account, mind you, as I go into this, this is the same account that when Gary actually was going back and forth with Elizabeth Lane, the investigative journalist, friend of Danks, friend of many people, interviewed Tucker, interviewed Candace. When she and him went back and forth, all of a sudden, this account said, we're looking into her, and started talking about, investigating her and her claims and things of that nature. It was almost at Gary's request. It was really, really weird. Really weird. And I didn't talk about it. I didn't get into it because it was just like, I don't know. I get Gary'd out real quick. I mean, I have all the respect in the world for the people of Kandahar, right? And I have a respectful fear of their 3 rows of teeth. I don't want any issues. I got kids. I got a wife. I don't want to get into it, but they get carried out. I just get carried out real quick. So I never talked about it. But it's interesting that Gary fatigue, giant fatigue. I have giant fatigue. I have ginger giant fatigue. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? But this account is doing something very similar with Candace. So Candace gets into that back and forth with Blake, and then this account jumps in and starts going at Candace, which is very, very weird. This account is breaking character for some odd reason with Candace. It says, Dear Candace Owens, please show us the document sent to you acknowledging your FOIA request where we said the burden of the request is too great. Your show, just like the fake news media, will be called out when you lie. Hope this helps. And then they reposted this. But I'm positive that Candace showed this exact same document. Am I wrong? I feel, is this not the same document? Is this not the same one? She showed the exact same document. It seems to be exactly the same. Same things blurred out, right? Seems like it. Interesting. So then they show this. They say, hope this helps. And it's in response to what Candace was saying about the FOIA request. Now, this is the same post that Blake was commenting on. She has a back and forth with Blake. Blake gets absolutely swamped by people who are not eating Fed slop. And then all of a sudden this pops up. I don't know. I just find that very weird. We're going to keep going here. Candace, of course, responds right away to the intern running this account. So disrespectful. If it's an agent running this account, just so disrespectful. It's just Kash Patel. It's Kash Patel, and he has to read this to the intern. I don't know who it is running it. I have no idea. To the intern running this account, you'll note that we did not put your response in quotation marks. That's called paraphrasing. When you wrote back to us suggesting that we reduced the scope of our request while referring to our request for a mere while referring to our request for a mere 3-day itinerary as substantive, we appropriately paraphrased on for fellow X users that our request was too burdensome. Then we published your full response as well as our full request onto our show for the public to read themselves. I mean, this is kind of an intern move to make, It's either an intern or it's Blake. I don't think it's Kash. I really don't think it's Kash because, to work a keyboard or even a phone, I mean, for your hands to be covered in honey and for you to have to work something like that, it's just too much. There'd be spelling mistakes and all sorts of stuff. There's none of that. So I think it's an intern or it's Blake. It has to be one of the two. Glad to see you're actually capable to respond rapidly to smear people that won't let go of Charlie Kirk's death. Do you mind utilizing a similar speed to get Tyler Robinson's defense team the documents that they've been requesting and which have mysteriously been in your possession since September? Thanks in advance, Chief. Oh, calling someone Chief, just so disrespectful. Oh, it's Jigsaw. That's actually a good guess. That's actually a really good guess. It's Jigsaw. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe it's Jigsaw and Blake. You know, they just both have access. They just kind of double team it, you know, nightmare blunt rotation. You know what I mean? It did not respond. Then Candace goes on to say, here's the full episode. She's basically just showing like, hey, she's basically wanting them to just see this. That's what she's looking for. She's like, hey, dummy, look what we have here. You know, that's what she wants. But they're not gonna back down. The Candace doesn't back down either. Now they say this in response, which is really crazy to me. So again, this just becomes like a troll account out of nowhere. This is an official federal account. Look at the check mark. If you don't know about X, it has a gray check mark. That's a big thing. You don't get that randomly. You can't just put that in there. It's probably Bongina. Then they say this: when you tell your audience you were denied, that would be a lie for clickbait. Now I'm thinking, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This person might have been right. It might be Bongina, because that's a very boomer way of saying it. You know, that would be a lie for clickbait. That's not how young people talk. Young people know not to talk like that. That's just silly. And they're screenshotting what she said before she actually went live. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of work for a federal account that's supposed to be focused on other things, I would assume. Again, this is a real account. I'm not confused. Okay. FBI.gov, the official rapid response for the FBI. You have to understand, this is a real account. This is real. Anyway, let's keep going. Candace then shows this. The Department of Justice just accused me of clickbait, clown world. That was her response. I mean, how? I think somebody said this. I think Black Beth Dutton said this. Yeah, there it is. There it is. How is Candace able to get these official accounts to break character? It's mind-boggling. How does she get them to just out of nowhere start being regular people? How does she do that? It's really weird. They don't do that for anybody else. They don't even answer other people, honestly. But Candace, they felt like they had to answer because she's wrong about everything she says. Isn't that interesting? So that's the back and forth with the Bureau. Very weird stuff. I don't no Siri. I'm not no. I despise when it does that. I didn't even say Siri. Quiet. I didn't even say anything and this thing activates. Why are you always listening? I don't want you to always be listening. Can't I click a button and you activate? Why are you always listening? Anyway, sorry. Just having an argument with my AI here. My apologies. The whole thing is just very weird that they're willing to do this kind of thing with Candace, but also remarkably not willing to answer any of her questions, which I feel is a tactic of sorts, right? I think it's a tactic that they use. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on here. I think now we should go to Baron. Now, I don't even have Baron stuff queued up, but let's jump over to Baron really quick. Where is that timestamp? Beautiful. Let's get into this because Baron was talking about not really knowing much about Stu Peters. Well, I do. I would say I know quite a bit about Stu Peters. Not in a bad way or anything, but I definitely know who he is online. Definitely. I know who Stu Peters is online. Baron's saying he's never listened to Stu Peters. He's never really, he doesn't track anything that he does. I do. I mean, let's jump over to Baron really. I'm so glad that he found this out. I'd love to know how he found this out. I would love to know. Anyway, let's go here. This coffee is getting to me. Okay, let's go.
Saddest moment in the 15 years I spent there. I feel like I've got a moral obligation to help Blake. And again, I go back to Tucker Carlson is just frankly, a damn good person. Apologize for the language, but that's what a loyal person does. You don't turn your back on people in their lowest moments. I always tell people, I don't want to judge people by their lowest moments. Blake's problem is his lowest moment continues. He never gets off of his lowest moment habits. He cannot stop himself from attacking minority women. And it gets old. And at a certain point, you just have to, you got to talk about it. So here are the other open questions. These are the kind of the open questions I could come up with. These were my notes. I'm just reading you from my notes that I've taken over the last several months. My number one open question was, what was his other employment option? What was he doing post Fox and before TPUSA? What was he doing? That was an open question to me. I could not find an answer. And I even say here, this remains the single most important unresolved question. I mean, that's word for word what I had in my notes here. Another open question was, I could never find the exact date he joined either Charlie Kirk or TPUSA. There's a lot of reference to 2022. I know by June of 2023, he was on air, so he had to be before that. There were references to producer Blake before that, but I could not find a specific date. I also couldn't find, and because I couldn't find it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I could never find a direct personal statement of accountability. A lot of times when you get caught in a situation like that, you come out and you say, hey, that's not who I am. I got carried away. It wasn't funny. I now know that, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry I've let the people down around me. I'm sorry I put Tucker Carlson and Fox News in a bad way. I hope people don't judge me by my lowest moment. I mean, say something. Say something. I couldn't find one. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, so I leave that as an open question. And I also put as an open question the full scope of his social media posts as either Charles XII, or did he have other pseudonymous, whatever the word is, posts? Did he have other posts under a pseudonym? Maybe on other message boards. It didn't have to just be auto-admit. Was this the only instance? Is Charles XII post? Did he have other fake names on that website? Did he have other fake names on other websites? Was he on Reddit? Was he on Twitter? I don't know. That's an open question. But what is no longer an open question to me is, what was he doing in those intervening years, or at least the intervening months? Because I got a tip. On the show, I kind of asked the question, what was he doing before he went to work at TPUSA? And I finally got a tip. And they said he was working for another content creator. You should look into it. So I did. And I found nothing. I asked around. I could find nothing. So I go back to my source. What content creator are you talking about? Because I keep looking. I've asked around. I can find nobody. And they said he was working for Stu Peters. That's where he was working this whole time. That he worked as a writer for Stu Peters. And that shocked me. I don't follow Stu Peters. I never have. That doesn't mean I don't like Stu Peters. It doesn't mean that I think he's a bad guy. It doesn't mean that I think he's a horrible human being. I don't know him. I've never met Stu Peters. I've never talked to him. I've now talked to two former employees of Stu Peters who confirmed that Blake did in fact work there. He was an integral part of the team. And then I learned that he was actually still working there while he was on the Charlie Kirk show. That he was still writing for Stu Peters as late 2023. And maybe beyond that. I don't know. Now, me mentioning this is not to say anyone who works for Stu Peters is a bad guy or Stu Peters is a bad guy. My point is, the mission of Stu Peters is really, really not in line with the mission of TPUSA.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I do follow Stu Peters. I do follow him. I do check out his stuff. Even before he was always in the algorithm. And he is very, very questioning what happened to Charlie. He's been questioning it for a while. He's very upfront with what he thinks happened to Charlie and who he thinks did it, Philadelphia. He's very much not a Zio Ranger. I mean, he is not a Zio Ranger. I mean, he's the kind of guy that if he showed up to a Turning Point event, just like Nick, you guys know about Nick, you know, if Fuentes shows up to a Turning Point event, they just ban him. They just go, oh, you have to leave. Nobody, he doesn't even get into the stage where Charlie is. They just say, you got to leave. If Stu showed up to a Turning Point event, they would probably make him leave. They would probably be like, you have to go. You have to go. Because again, very anti-Philadelphia. Very, very anti that whole thing, that whole gov, BB, all that stuff. Very outspoken guy. I would say kind of like Alex or Balix Tones, as we know him fondly on the show. Kind of like him, but in my opinion, better. I think he's better than him. I think he just presents information better. I think he calls things out. He actually got banned from InfoWars. Oddly enough, he said, picture that. He was saying what he thinks is going on in the world about certain things, and he got banned from InfoWars. Like, that's a pretty crazy thing to have happen, right? So Stu Peters is an interesting guy. For Blake to be writing for Stu Peters is nuts. It's nuts. It's actually nuts. Here, I'm going to go here because I know I have a bookmark about it. Barron is not just saying this. I know he's saying my source. You know, Barron's very careful about this type of stuff. But here we go. Here we go. Barron's very careful, does the right thing, right? According to his source and all that. But we do have verification of this from Stu himself. So Stu does say right here, Blake Neff was hired as a contributing writer for the Stu Peters Network after Fox fired him. Now he's at Turning Point USA, defending Philadelphia and the official Charlie Kirk story. Great writer, but super weird and an ideological whore. I mean, who flips for money and access. Ask Neff why he switched. That, well said by Mr. Peters. Well said. He just flip-flops for access. He will do whatever. And I said this episodes ago because I was comparing Andrew and Blake. And I was like, I think Blake will just do whatever. He will do whatever he's told. He's like, what is it? It's what? It's Black Power. Okay. No problem, bruh. Let's go. And he just starts writing Black Power stuff. They just say, Blake, I know it's going to be hard for you to reach in here and figure this out. Can you write an article like a twink? What? I most certainly can. No problem. Here you go. They just whatever's put in front of him, he'll just do. He's just like, okay, let's go. And honestly, you know, again, not, you know, just to echo what Barron said, not saying Stu Peters is a bad guy, but the way Blake was being when he was anonymous online, that's, you know, Stu Peters is not a troll. He's not a troll by any means. He's not a troll, but very outspoken, very much you can say whatever you got to say, or he will say whatever he has to say. Blake, the way Blake was when he was anonymous aligns way more with Stu Peters than it does with Fox or Turning Point. Like way more, you know? Stu might find some of what he was saying funny. Maybe. I don't know the guy, but it's such an interesting hire. I've been very critical of Blake and everyone else in Erica's small circle. I didn't even know the guy was working for Turning Point USA until I saw him shilling the lone gunman narrative on Charlie's show. Imagine my shock. This is nuts. Man, can't believe it. So verified. This is 100% true. You can take that to the bank. Barron is not off point whatsoever. He is completely on point. Stu has verified it. Verified that that Blake is super weird and an ideological hooer. You know, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. It's funny because Tucker said the same thing. When Tucker was going into his speech about like how great Blake is and how amazing he is, he was like, he's very weird. And everybody was like, yeah, he is very weird. And then Stu's like, the guy is very weird. You know, flips for money and access. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about what we're seeing? Blake going at Candace, Blake going at anybody, really, that has an issue with the official narrative. You're right. Calling us all crazy people wielding weapons on the subway, just obsessed and terrible and attacking family and blah, 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 which is not true, obviously. No one's attacking any family members or anything. Wow. What does that tell you about Blake and what we're seeing today with him in Turning Point? What does that tell you? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that tells you that, he is willing to say whatever he has to say as long as it keeps him in a good position. This is according to Stu. This is not me. This is Stu saying this, right? So what else would he be willing to say as long, someone said he makes the perfect yes man. Yes, exactly. The perfect yes man. So Charlie's here. All right, Charlie. Christian. Yes, of course. Devout. Of course. Yes. Charlie's gone. No, we don't care about that. All right. What? Opposite of what Charlie believed? Fine. Yes. Let's do that. Good. Yes, of course. Charlie would have liked this. I don't know, man. I already didn't believe much of what he had to say, but there was a point where I did believe that he believed what he was saying. Now, I do not believe that he believes anything that he has been saying this entire time. Blake. Someone said Blake eats boogers. How about that? Let's put that up on the screen there. Thanks so much for that. We do appreciate that. Yeah. Moments like that, I want to call myself a high IQ outfit as well. Barron won't allow it. But I mean, Blake eats boogers. Come on. High IQ over here. You don't understand the complexity of that joke. You understand? It's higher brow than you think. It seems lowbrow, but that's how he did it. He made it seem very lowbrow, but it's actually very highbrow. Okay? Because we know how lowbrow it is. You see what I mean? Anyway, thank you for your input there, sir. And someone else says Blake is a booger. See what I mean? We know what we're doing here, guys. We know what we're doing here. I'll fight. I'll fight for the high IQ outfit. We should be able to call ourselves a high IQ outfit. I'll fight for it, guys. Okay, we got a high IQ outfit here. We're talking about boogers and stuff. Mints and boogers, tackling the hard subjects. But anyway, Stu Peters is not like Blake, and he worked for the guy, and he was a good writer. That's the crazy thing. This is why I don't think Stu is lying at all. He's like, hey, he's a great writer, super weird, will flip for money and access. I believe him, especially when you see him go from Fox to Stu Peters to Turning Point USA. I mean, what does that say about somebody? He's willing to just he's willing to just write for anybody. He doesn't care as long as he's making money. And hey, at the same time, I can't fault a person for doing that. You're a writer and that's how you make money, and you're off. You have no work and you didn't see it coming. And with everything that everybody's saying about you, maybe you'll be unemployable, as Barron put it. What are you going to do? You're going to go where you got to go. Can't fault him. But I'm still going to call it out. Anyway. Let's keep going here. Let's get to the Erica stuff. Candace covers Erica crying, of course. Candace looks very upset. Look at Candace. Erica has her head down. My wife brought up something very, very smart. She was like, Erica has her head down because she doesn't want you to see that she doesn't have actual tears coming. Now, this is my wife saying this, not me. Not me. I'd never say something like that. But I mean, I'm just saying it kind of makes sense. You know, this guy's not even close to crying. This guy looks focused. This guy looks so focused. It's almost as if this whole thing was set up. It's so weird. He has this odd focus in his eyes. It's not a sadness. It's not like oh man. It's almost like, all right, here we go. All right, here it comes, guys. Why so sad? Anyway, let's jump into the video first, and then we'll go into Candace's reaction to it. Here, I have the actual, just the sitting video here. Let's check it out. Let's check this thing out.
I have been married for 10 years. My husband is a hardworking farmer who has gone a lot. A year ago, I was questioning my marriage and felt like I was losing myself in the chaotic life of work and motherhood. Since finding a church, I recently got baptized. My kids attend Sunday school, and we talk about Jesus in our home daily. Instead of nagging my husband, I embrace his hard work.
Yeah.
See, someone said, hey, these are first real tears. That's what somebody said in the comments. Where?
Sorry.
You want to finish reading it, sweetheart? Let me finish reading it.
I love him like a wife should when he comes home. Instead of losing myself to motherhood, I've completely embraced every second of it. Never wanting my precious babies to grow up. It seems like the more I pour myself into my daily readings, church, and family, the devil shows his face more than I have ever witnessed. Why does it seem like the closer you get to God, the harder the devil works on you?
Yeah.
I mean, the way, listen. Whew, listen. Because you got to listen. You got to, I don't want to be heartless here. But you do have to listen to the words. There's a whole bunch of things here. You do have to listen to the words that she's saying, as well as the performance that's coming as well. But the words are more important, I think, because if you listen to the words, it is perfectly mirroring her life as they like to show it. It is perfectly mirroring what they are trying to show us that she's going through because of Candace. It's perfectly mirroring that. When she gets into the part about the devil and the working harder, you'll think this is a guilt cry. There's nothing happening here, guys. And listen. And people are like, oh, taking crying lessons. Where do you see any tears? Where do you see them? Are the tears in the room with us right now, guys? Where? I don't see anything. Get a body language person. Why? The last body language person that everybody gravitated towards, he just started making videos. This is why Candace is a liar. Candace is a liar. Did you know this? Candace is lying. Okay, Candace is a liar. That's the last body language expert I saw, and I was like, oh wow. I'm like, they got him, huh? Okay.
Just babies to grow up. It seems like the more I pour myself into my daily readings, church, and family, the devil shows his face more than I have ever witnessed. Why does it seem like the closer you get to God, the harder the devil works on you?
You see what I mean? I'm almost to the point where I don't even know if that's a real letter from a person. I know that sounds bad. I know. I understand. I'm not even sure because it lines up with the narrative that they're trying to paint of her so well that I'm not even sure if there's an actual person that wrote that to them. I'm just not sure. I'm not going to say she's lying. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just not sure. It just matches up so perfectly. Also, this is also something my wife said. My wife was like, because I was like, this is a podcast. They prep this. Like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Let's just say this is all on the up and up. Why would this guy, James, whatever his name is, this guy had a back and forth with Project Constitution. Why would you give her that to read, knowing everything she's been through? Wouldn't you be like, you know what? Maybe we don't have to go through this. Maybe we just read something lighter. Maybe we just read some supportive messages that are coming in from people. Maybe we do that because she's just gone through this whole thing and I don't want her to have to do that. I don't want that for her. Okay, so now let's move it to the other side. Let's say it's not him that did that. Well, then someone on her side had to have this ready. Okay? Now let's move away from that. Someone else could have had this ready for her to read. Why would they do that? Why would an Andrew or whoever, whatever producer is there? I don't know if the same, I know Blake's a producer. I don't know if Blake would be doing that. I don't know who, but let's just say a producer. Why on earth would you have her read that? You know everything she's been through. Wouldn't you be like, I'm not going to actually, that one's going to hit way too hard for her. I don't want her to have to do this. Let's get something else. Now let's go back to her. If she found it and she said this is something to read, well, that would have meant that she read it beforehand. And if she read it beforehand, that's when you would have, and this is just an emotional thing. I'm sure you guys have all been through it. You see something the first time you see it. Let's say it's, whatever it is. The first time you see it or read it, it hits you hard because you weren't expecting it. So it hits you hard. You get emotional. You didn't realize you were going to get that emotional. And then you read it again. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't hit that hard because you're ready. You're prepared for the emotional thing that's going to come up. And you're like, okay, this is the part that got me last time. I know what's coming. It's not going to blindside me this time. I'm going to be good. I'll be good. So what do we have here? We have either this guy set her up because he wanted her to cry. A producer did the same thing because they wanted this reaction from her, or she herself read it and is now building up this emotion all over again. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this is a prepared moment. Again, a lot of people are in the comments saying she's acting, this, that. It seems like it. She's an emotional asset. Yes, that is what Candace was touching on. We haven't even got to Candace's reaction here, but that's just my reaction. When I was watching this, I was just like, I don't know, man. This doesn't make sense because I know how podcasts work. I know there's very few podcasts, especially ones that are when they have big production. You have producers and there's a studio and this and that. There's very few that do what I do. I'm basically looking at almost everything that I see with you guys. I'm seeing blind. Almost. Candace, I will watch. Baron, I will watch. But a lot of other things that I pull up for you guys, I'm reading it blind. I'm seeing it blind. There's no teleprompters here. There's no script. I'm writing down timestamps. I have 10 words. I have 10 words written on this paper. There's no notes. There's no script. There's very few people who do this, who do that type of thing. Very, very few. And I don't think she's one of them. I don't think Turning Point is one of those things. I think they prep. I think they prep quite a bit before they do things. So, I don't know. Doesn't read well for me. The way that it ends too, it just feels like I forgive him. You remember I forgive him?
Why does it seem like the closer you get to God, the harder the devil works on you?
It just seems just like the I forgive you. That's what it seems like to me. When she looked up, said, I forgive him. Sorry. I forgive him. And then the pause and it just seems like that. Could be wrong.
Yeah. Look, for those of you that can't see, and I have the blessing and the benefit of knowing Erica and Charlie so well that I know exactly why Erica's in tears. You know,
Where?
Man.
Last part here though. Watch the wipe. Watch the wipe. One more time. Watch the wipe. You tell me if it makes sense.
Man.
Anyway. Let's hear Candace's reaction. Here's Candace. She looks sadder than I do. Anyway. There's no wipe. Yeah, that's right. You caught it, right? It's just a... Anyway, let's keep going.
Look, for those of you that can't see, and I have the blessing and the benefit of knowing Erica and Charlie so well, I know exactly why Erica's in tears. You know,
Like I said, this is a weekly installment. Okay. It's a weekly installment where we have a pastor that is telling us, and we're being told it's demonic, and oh my God, the devil wants to, right in the moment where I'm just trying to be with my kids, the devil, you're not just trying to be with your kids. So it was an unrelatable question. You should have said next question. Secondly, after my memory of what happened in Maine, which, to be clear, I was not on vacation in Maine. I just went up for one day because I saw people saying, oh, you had a whole vacation that you, no, I went up for one day, and I had given birth a few weeks earlier, 8 weeks earlier, May 2nd. And after Charlie's assassination, I feel like I went through some sort of a brain trauma. Like it took a while for me to come up for air, to feel I could think again. And remembering this, after we finished the show on Friday, and we went upstairs because we had a late night here, as you guys know. And I said to my husband, oh my, do you remember this when we went up to Tucker's house? And afterward, he told us that he had dinner with Charlie and Erica. And before I even said anything, in front of my entire team, my husband goes, yeah. And he told us that Erica was like very hardcore against Israel. Of course, he did not forget this at all.
Candace is like, George, you knew this the whole time, and you didn't think to bring that up. It's been like 9 months. You didn't think you should tell me that? Well, I mean, there's just so much going on, and we have lawsuits, right? You remember the lawsuits? There's many lawsuits, and you get really worked up, honey. You get really worked up, and I didn't want to add to it. I didn't want to add to it. I just really didn't think. You're putting your hair up. You don't put your hair down. Put your hair down. Stop. Her hair's up. Okay. All right. I'm going to go out for a walk. Her hair's up now. Fine. He knew the whole time. And he didn't say a word. I don't know why I feel like that's so hilarious. The whole time. He was sitting on a bombshell the whole time. And he was like, no, if I tell her that, she's going to go mental. She's going to go mental if I tell her that. No, just if she doesn't remember, it's fine. Tucker, don't bring that up. Shh. Mum's the word, yes? Right? And she's just looking at him just like this. She's like, are you effing serious right now? You didn't think to tell me. Are you serious right now? Just looking at him just like that. Just pissed. You didn't think to say that? I just figured, it's getting very tense. The whole thing's getting very tense. And it's Erica, I know she's, whatever, but, she's not becoming. I didn't want to get involved. I don't like to get involved. I'm the business side and you're the other side of it. I didn't want to get involved in that.
I just went, yeah.
Just like that. Yeah. You remember? Yes. I do remember. Just looking at him just like that. Are you for real? When were you going to tell me? I just, I figured, you have enough evidence, right? You have there's a whole bunch of things that you're moving pieces. I didn't want to interrupt the process, right? Because it's creative and then it's a little bit of the other things. And I didn't want to throw that in there and just mess that up. And she's just looking at him just like this. Are you effing serious right now? The whole time you remembered. That's so funny to me. I don't know why. That's so funny to me.
I totally blacked out on that trip. I totally forgot the trip happened, that day trip. I totally forgot that Erica said this. And here is what has deeply troubled me about it. Here is why it feels like such a big deal. Because in the manner in which Tucker expressed it, okay, everyone was friends, A. There's no incentive that can be assigned to that conversation. It was him venting the frustration of what happened to Sass, him being a friend to Charlie and Erica, and the amount of pressure that Charlie was under because of his speech at Sass. And it was us discussing the shifting viewpoints of our friendship. Okay. No one had an issue, a question mark, or anything about Erica. Tucker loved Erica. He was like, she's hardcore. He also said she hated the pastors that were around him, right?
Rob McCoy? Who else could that be? That would have to be Rob and Frank. Frank's a pastor? Is Frank a pastor? That would be Rob and Frank. That's crazy if she doesn't like her. You don't really see her with Rob and Frank all that much. You would think she would have done that Make Heaven Crowded Again. She would have done that with Rob and Frank. That would have been the perfect, trio to tackle that type of event, going from place to place. Wow. That's wild. That's wild. So she didn't like Rob McCoy. That's amazing. Good for her. That's a plus. That's a plus for Erica. She has a little bit of discernment, ladies and gentlemen. She has a little bit of a discernment, Can you imagine? She's Stu Peters behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, she's Stu Peters. She doesn't care, That's why Blake defends her so much. Because he's like, she is my white knight. She is my white Daenerys. She is my Scandinavian Daenerys. And you will not come after her. You will not speak ill of her. That's why. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's keep going here.
What that means is that Erica, as the wife and the confidant of Charlie Kirk, was pushing him to be more anti-Israel. This is why it troubles me. Okay, I want you to understand this. She was pushing her husband to be more anti-Israel. The very thing that the majority of the world believes killed him. Was she speaking on the other side, from both sides of her mouth? She then goes with him after she has this dinner with Tucker. She goes with him to the Hamptons and sits across from Bill Ackman at dinner when Bibi Netanyahu is called. She's playing both sides and pushing her husband to be anti-Israel. The thing that the majority of rational people believe killed him. Okay? The majority of us believed that him turning against Israel killed him. And then after he dies, rather than asking any questions about Israel or telling us the truth about his shifting viewpoints or telling us the truth about her shifting viewpoints, she does a complete 180 and says people that ask questions about Israel, that's brain rot. I accept the Tyler Robinson narrative. I'm partnering further taking over his company and partnering further with pro-Israel narratives and pro-Israel pastors who I told Tucker Carlson that I hated the pastors that were around him.
Oh man, maybe she's just like Blake. You remember what Stu Peters, I read to you what Stu Peters thought about Blake. Maybe that's how she is too. Right? Maybe that's what that is. Right? Maybe it's not EK Ultra, as whoever coined that. Someone coined that in this chat, and it's just like someone in the community coined that, and you're just incredible, whoever did. But maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just, all right, this is the next thing. You know, I don't know if she was pushing, because this is actually, you know, what she's talking about right now. This is exactly what Barron was talking about. I don't know if she was pushing him towards that, you know, as some kind of master plan. Like, I know if I push him to this place, they'll get rid of him. I don't know. I think it's possible. It's possible because I said it yesterday. I don't think she is alone in whatever masterminding is going on. I think there's someone behind her, probably multiple people behind her, factions that are helping her. That's why I compare her to Kamala, because I don't think Kamala had the ideas that she had. I think they were someone else's ideas, and she was just the face. So I don't know if she was pushing him towards it. I don't know if I'm in that whole thing. I think he was coming there naturally. Because here's the thing. Candace showed text messages from 2023 where her and Charlie were relating on the topic of Philadelphia. You know, Charlie was coming around. I don't know. Charlie was coming around at that point, unless she was doing that for years. Just for years and years. You know, Charlie would be like, I think it's time for another trip to Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, no, I would love to. Let's actually do that. You know, they spit on Officer Tatum, right? I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah, she's just nudging it the whole time. She's just like, wow, I'm online right now. And just, whew. You know, they have tunnels in New York? Ugh, that's kind of grown. That's kind of weird, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's mattresses and it's kind of gross. I don't know. I'm just saying. He just keeps bringing it up little by little. Oh man, that guy owes me money. Oh, well, you know how they are. I don't know if you're going to see that money again, honey. Just slowly nudging him, just ever so slightly. He just comes home. What's this book? Oh, I don't know. I just found this book. I don't know. It's called like the tall something. I don't know. It's like one of their books. I don't know. You should probably open it up. Why don't you open up to this one? Oh my gosh. Look what they're saying about Jesus. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. You read that and I'm going to go make dinner. You just read that and I'm going to go make dinner. Just nudging. You know, I know that you ban this Nick guy from your events, but like this thing that he says right here, this is actually pretty good. Here, you listen to this, and I'm gonna go make us lunch. Just constantly, you know. You know, I heard Candace say that BB's a demon, and I don't know. I kind of think she's right, you know. Anyway, I have to go. I'm gonna go shower, okay? just nudging him every single day, just all the time, until, you know, just completely playing with him psychologically. I don't know if she was doing that. I don't know, guys. I don't feel like she has that in her. Not saying she's not bad or anything, but I don't know if she's that smart to do that and then do that to a mind like Charlie's. You know, like Charlie has a pretty strong mind. I feel like anywhere he gets to, he'd have to get there on his own. Yeah. Unless she was playing 5D chess the whole time. You think she was playing 5D chess the entire time? I don't know. I don't know if she can play regular chess. I don't know if she can play 5D chess. You know? You got to really think about this. But I know it is one of those darker options. This is just exactly what Barron was talking about yesterday. I think it was no, not yesterday. The one before that. So And husbands listen to their wives. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what my wife said, just pillow talk. You know what really turns me on, Charlie? You know what really turns me on? When you say you hate Philadelphia. What? Huh? You said I should be more open. I'm just being more open. That's what I like. Well, I guess I could do that. Yeah, just yell it. He's just playing with them psychologically. You think that was really happening? I don't think so. DOD, yeah, see, DOD daughter, somebody brings up. Yeah, you're right. Maybe your mom was like, listen, I have this thing. It's kind of in beta. It's this thing. You just press this button and it sends out these waves. So you're just going to say something into it. It sends out these waves and it puts it into the person's head. I just want you to point that at Charlie, Okay. Just play this Candace Owens episode and then press this button. That's what they're doing to Charlie. They're MK and Charlie. Come on. I don't know. Weirder things have happened. I'll admit that for sure.
Erica was anti-Israel in July before she went to a pro-Israel summit at Bill Ackman's house. None of this is clocking. That's what bothers me. And if she intentionally pushed him to be more anti-Israel and, yeah, no, babe, you got this. No, push back harder on that donor. No, you tell this guy this. Then what? They said, no, we can't control him. We can't bring him back. We have to take Charlie Kirk out. Think about that. Think about what I'm saying to you. It is so dark and it is so twisted, but I am telling you, what I am saying is the truth. That is what Tucker said to us after we got off air. He had dinner with Charlie and Erica was more anti-Israel than Charlie. So what the hell changed, Erica?
Money, potentially. I mean, that is the potential there. Money could have changed, right? I don't know. Of course, you got to believe it. I believe Candace in this whole thing because she brought Tucker into it. If it was just her and it was a situation that she could completely control and say, well, I heard this and, it's my word against hers. Like, no, she's bringing Tucker into it. And Tucker's not exactly, from what we can see, on Candace's side when it comes to this topic of Charlie Kirk. So that makes it just way more believable. And Tucker hasn't said a word, and he's not going to. He's just tight-lipped. About to run for president. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to run for president. She's going to be his vice president. Yeah. But yeah, the whole changing over, like what happened. Also, you have to picture this as well, right? Because we got to keep our thinking kind of congruent. We got to keep our thinking congruent here. If you think all of these, I don't know about people really feeling like this Erica is the smartest person. So she's not the smartest person. And she seems like she'll just kind of fold, wherever, or she can be kind of controlled and pulled around. Do you think she's going to have the heart to be like, you know what I actually think about you, Bill Ackman, in front of Bill Ackman? What? She's not Candace Owens. You know what I mean? She's not Stu Peters. She's not, you know what I mean? She's going to be like, oh, no. I love you guys. I've always loved you guys, actually. Yeah. I'm so glad you guys could be here at the funeral. Just all of you like this. Yeah. Just, yeah. So I've always loved you guys, and sure, I'll be at should go to an event and I'll say good things about. I've always loved Philadelphia. Me and Charlie went, and I love the place. I love the place. You think she's gonna be like, screw you, screw all of you? I know what you did. You think she's actually gonna do that? I don't know, man. It takes a certain amount of bravery to do some stuff like that. Not everybody has that, and a lot of people who think they do have that in them don't. A lot of people who think they have that in them do not have that in them. I don't know if she's going to really step up like that. But either way, Anyway. Candace looks so mad there. So angry.
Why couldn't you find it within you to tell the truth about Charlie's shifting viewpoints? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I forgot this for a bit. I never questioned God's timing. I'm grateful that I forgot the trip, that I knew something was bothering me about Erica's allegiance to Israel. And it was because she wasn't to Charlie. She lied to her husband about her viewpoints. That's why. And why did she do that? So she could go, well, you couldn't control him, but you can control me. I support Israel. I'll be the CEO. Sorry he went that way. It's very sad. I can be your queen. We'll be right back after a break.
That'd be interesting. That would be like some Game of Thrones Daenerys type stuff, you know? Really would. That'd be wild if she actually planned it out like that. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know. And I don't think they're ever going to respond to it. Quite honestly, I don't think we're going to see a response to this ever. And on top of that, I don't think Tucker's going to respond either. I don't think Tucker's going to say a word. I don't think Tucker's going to address what Candace is saying. It's not going to come up he's not like Joe Rogan where out of nowhere he'll just like bring it up with a guest. He's not going to bring it up with a guest. I bet you he does. I would be shocked if he made a monologue about it. I bet you he doesn't make a tweet about it. He's just not going to address it. And I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, oh, I better check because I could be 100% wrong and he could have addressed it already. I say all this and it's just like written there. Yeah, there's nothing. He's not gonna say a word about this. None of his guests are going to ask him about this. He's not, unless he takes an interview from me. He's never gonna speak on that ever. So that's just what I think about the whole thing. I didn't get to see, moving on, I didn't get to see Ian light up Eric Trump. I didn't get to see that. I didn't get to see him do that. Somebody said in the chat, they're saying he was lighting him up in this video. I have the video here, but I didn't have time to watch it. I had so much stuff going on yesterday. I didn't get a chance to. Man, I wish I knew exactly where it was. Man, I kind of want to skim through it. I don't usually do that with videos. I'm going to give it a little bit of a try because when Ian comes back, I mean, it's an event. It's an event.
It's the row of presidents. And honestly, like, even if presence online, let's just say he likes to speak his mind. He does not give a bias. Was it worth it? Are we getting free oil? We need to call this for what it is, a compromise. UFC fans are fucking crazy. He tries to, pay his dues. Spoiler alert, not good enough. Not good enough, Sean. Then he says, sorry, guys, I couldn't get a ticket to the Ellipse. There will be no grass boxing matches. I tried.
Okay, so right now he's on Sean Strickland. I want to move away from Sean Strickland. I want to move into the Daniel Cormier thing because that's what I'm going to be covering with you guys. Does he get into it? He does. Okay. So someone said it's short. Is it short? Okay, so he has a lot of the same clips that I do. Okay, so I'll run through some of my clips, then we'll hear what Ian has to say. But basically, this very weird thing happened. Let me just break it down for you, and then I'll get into the clips and whatnot. So this very weird thing happened. Daniel Cormier, he is a former, I think he was, UFC fighter. I think he was world champion at one point. Heavyweight guy, big guy. Does commentary with Joe Rogan now. Great commentator, great guy. A lot of people know him to just be a great guy, stand-up guy, truthful guy, genuine guy. So he posts this thing, okay? It's screenshots of a conversation that him and Erica Trump have. And Eric Trump is basically asking him, hey, who should I bet on? And he's asking him if the fights are rigged. That's what he's asking him. He's like, are any of the fights rigged? Because he wants to know where he can make money, okay? And Daniel's like, I don't know why you're asking me this. He's not playing ball at all. He's like, what is this? He reposts the conversation, says, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I might even have the exact post that he had here. Oh, I really want to see it. Boom. There it is. Boom. So check this out. So he says right here, he says, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for bringing this to light. However, I refuse to stay silent. The UFC is a sport and I'm deeply passionate about, and I will not tolerate this type of insider behavior. Shame on anyone trying to ruin this beautiful event. And then the screenshots are a conversation with him and Eric Trump. And then he says, hey, Daniel. Okay, so let me just go through it for you guys. He says, hey, Daniel, I'm going to be attending UFC 250 tomorrow. Daniel is the fighter. Eric is the president's son. Saw you were broadcasting. Hope to see you there. He says, yo, Eric, didn't expect a DM from you. Excited to meet you and the fam. Much love, brother. Anything you can tell me about the fighters tomorrow? Who you got winner? Then he says, are you placing any bets? Right? He says, nah, I'm actually not allowed to bet on any cards or anything. That's true. Joe Rogan has verified that many times on his show. He goes, are there any fighters that are injured that you know of? He says, I'm not quite sure why you're asking me this, but they're all in good shape. He says, I'll cut to the chase. This is Eric Trump now. Apparently, allegedly. All right. And we'll get to why this is so alleged. It's absolutely, it's such a ridiculous thing. He goes, I'll just cut to the chase. Are any of the fights tomorrow rigged? I've been eyeing the Lopes fight, and I think an upset wouldn't be too unrealistic. Money. Okay. And then he goes and reposts this conversation. The reason this is so crazy is because what happens afterwards is pure ridiculousness. It's pure nonsense what starts happening. Okay, I'm just going to go through the clips that I have here. I'm just going to go through these really, really quick. Gen X girl, she caught some of this. She goes, Daniel Cormier posted it got community noted with a URL and a convo ID of his post with the screenshots of the conversation with Eric Trump regarding the UFC or rigging UFC fights. It appears the post did happen. Grok also confirmed in the comments of the now deleted post, Eric Trump's claims the screenshots are AI generated. Wonder who is lying. So Eric Trump starts saying that these are screenshotted posts. He goes, sorry, these are AI generated posts and they're not real. And this conversation never happened. Okay. All right. I'm going to work my way back to this. Then Daniel Cormier starts backing this statement up. He says, are people really that dumb? Right. And then gets community noted again. So the deleted post, the convo ID, they're basically saying you did post this. He's acting like he didn't post it at all after he deletes it. Okay. But that's not where it gets. That's not the ridiculousness. It gets more ridiculous. Okay. And contains screenshots alleging DMs with Eric Trump discussing rigging UFC fights, injured fighters, and betting. He quickly deleted it after backlash. Okay, so right away, people start just dicing him up in the comment section. No, bro, you weren't joking. You were very clearly not joking. Don't humiliate yourself. Keep your honor and shut the F up. Now he's trying to act. Okay, so I'll get to that. So he starts acting like he got hacked. Okay. But keep that in mind as we go through all this. He starts acting like he got hacked. So I already showed you that. Screenshot. We move over here. This is what Eric Trump starts saying. Now, the reason I have to go to these screenshots is because both of them started deleting the posts. It's so crazy. So Eric Trump, I have to show you these screenshots. Yeah, you should probably see what I'm looking at, right? You can call me Coach Colin. You can call me Coach Coleman, okay? That's who I am. So Eric Trump says to him after he says, are people really this dumb? And that's all he says. He doesn't really explain anything. He just goes, are people really this dumb? It was so stupid. So Eric Trump says, thanks, Daniel. Okay. Then before that, Eric Trump says this. He goes, we are aware of the fake AI generated screenshots being circulated online. I've never spoke to Daniel. He has since deleted his post, which confirms it was clearly fabricated. Now, this is where it gets crazy. He says this did not happen. They were AI generated. Please be careful reporting. Now, this is the crazy thing. He's saying that Daniel Cormier, the guy who was having the conversation with him, got duped by AI generated posts and screenshots. So that's like me not having a conversation with somebody, seeing AI generated screenshots, knowing I didn't have the conversation, posting the conversation and saying, oh man, I can't believe this guy's actually saying this to me. When in my mind, I know the whole time that this conversation didn't happen. He's basically saying that this UFC fighter, ex-UFC fighter, Daniel Cormier, is retarded. That's what he's basically saying. Okay, that's what he's trying to get across to everybody. And Daniel has to eat it because it's the president's son. He has to eat this. He has no choice. He has to eat it. It's crazy. Anyway, let me just keep going here. So somebody named Sean O'Malley commented on this, and this is why he said, this is completely fake. I've never reached out to Daniel. In fact, this is scary. Now, what Eric Trump doesn't realize is that it says last edited. And when you're on X, you can go to someone's edited history. So you can see how many times they've tried to rewrite the post, which is really weird. So the first time he tries to write it, he says, this is totally and completely fake. Then he says, no, that wasn't good enough. And he does it again. And he says, this is completely fake. And I've never reached out to Daniel. And then he says, no, that's not good enough either. Then he says, this is completely fake. I've never reached out to Daniel. In fact, this is scary. Now, this is Sean O'Malley. He's another UFC fighter. He says, in a now deleted post by Daniel Cormier, Eric Trump DM'd him, asked him, are there any fights tomorrow that are rigged? And right away, again, they jumped on him. You guys saw that whole thing. They jumped on it. But Sean O'Malley doesn't back down. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. But here's the thing. Eric Trump deleted, he deleted his post. Okay. So somebody's even questioning it the same way I did. He said, so you're saying he fell for fake screenshots about a chat with himself. How does that make sense? It made no sense whatsoever. Look at the at. Okay. It's not Sean O'Malley's real. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No problem. It's another account, just like this is another account. Chad Groipler. Okay. That's interesting. Not Groiper, but Groipler. Okay. So we keep going. Okay. So he deletes the post. Daniel's deleting posts at the same time. Okay. Which is so weird. Again, he's saying this did not happen. So I'm just showing you this. You can't see the post because it's gone. The page doesn't even exist anymore. And that's another thing. The pages that were posting about this started going missing. They just started popping up. This page doesn't exist anymore, which means it got deleted. Didn't even get suspended. The page just got offed, done. It's pretty crazy. That doesn't usually happen in situations like this. So he goes to another post. This post is also not there anymore. He's posting Eric Trump's post. Eric Trump is now deleting his post as well. And on top of that, Daniel Cormier is deleting his post. Okay. But again, this is not where it gets as ridiculous as it's not at peak ridiculousness yet. It says claiming it is AI generated when the guy posted it himself, and then the post had a URL that then said deleted by author is next level stupid. So everybody is like, what's going on here? Okay. So the only post that he kept up of his own, I mean Eric Trump and Daniel, this is the only post that they left up. Are people really that dumb? Thanks, Daniel. That's it. That's all they left up. Right. But, and let me go, actually, I'll go to this guy's video about it, but also where he starts getting really crazy is that after Daniel posts, are people really that dumb? Okay. You keep this in mind. After he says, are people really that dumb? And Eric Trump says, thanks, Daniel. After that, deleting posts, Eric Trump's deleting posts. Then Daniel Cormier posts this statement from the insider management team. Some get the briefing, other ones get the headline. Let's serve as a symbol of that. So basically, he's trying to show that he got hacked. So what they're trying to make you believe is that the hacker deleted his own post. The hacker who's a troll or someone trying to get money, because that's what they're trying to show here. They're basically showing you, if you don't know about this, like you see this money sign beside insider. They're basically showing you a coin. This is a coin ID. Okay. This is a coin ID here. So he's basically trying to act like he got hacked. After deleting the posts and communicating with Eric Trump, it's mind-blowing, which only makes me believe this whole thing even more, because this is the craziest thing. What a nice hacker to delete his post. That's what I mean. Why a hacker would never do that? A hacker would be like, F you and F this person. And he would go, oh man, I'm friends with Joe Rogan on this hacked X account that I'm on. Hey, Joe Rogan, you can suck this and lick that. Hey, you, Eric Trump, F off. How about? It's crazy. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. So this is how it works? Like, is that what you're telling me? This is how it works? I'm going to go to this guy's video just to see if he explains anything more than me. I saw Ian was also going to this guy's video, so it must be at least partially good. Let's go.
Okay, it all has to do with delinquent MMA. He was the one who actually responded to DC's post before it was deleted, right? About the rig fights. Delinquent MMA. He's the key in all this, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, if you go to his post later and you can click on it, you can see it. First of all, he's replying to the real DC MMA. But if you click on that actual post, you can actually see that the post has been deleted by the author right here. Watch, it's been deleted by the author. The same post. Okay, keep in mind the same post, right? And if you click on the it's DC's. I'll put it in the description down below. Look, I don't know if their account got hacked. Look, obviously, I'm not hiding behind a PFP. I'm a real guy, right?
See, it's so close to the camera. You're too close to the camera.
This shit is fucking real. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, it's real. It's legit. I know you may not think so because they're telling you otherwise, but you can go do the digging yourself. Look at the timestamps. It's all out there right now for you to check out. Okay, investigators, get on it. Right? I don't know what maybe their account got hacked or something, but that was a real post.
This guy's just as excited as I am. I didn't even watch that video beforehand. He's just as excited as I am. I mean, it's just such a weird thing. Someone said they can smell his breath. It's just such a weird thing to do. You know, Ian even commented on it even before he even made the video. Ian was like, Eric Trump claiming it was an AI screenshot, but Grok says Daniel Cormier did post it from his account, then delete them. So either Cormier is the dumbest man on planet Earth, or he was hacked, or the Trump child is a grifting, greedy, entitled little fraud weasel. What do you think is most likely? It's the thing that put it over the top, because before people were just like, well, he could have got hacked and this and that. As soon as after all the smoke clears, he posts the thing acting like a hacker would, like, hey, buy my coin. Once that happened, everybody was like, what's going on? So you got hacked? The hacker wrote a bunch of stuff for you, then was nice enough to delete it. Then you got your account back. Then the hacker took over again and tried to make some money. It was crazy. It was just so crazy. I just can't believe it, which makes me really feel like, oh man, like, are these fights real? Is that where we're getting to? Daniel Cormier posted and deleted fake codes to try and prove he was hacked. I mean, everybody sees right through it. Everybody. I think I even have a video of Daniel Cormier. Oh yeah, that's not Sean O'Malley, right? Yeah, that makes sense because you know his ad is need my nuts licked. So yeah, that should have sent off alarm bells for me, right, guys? Anyway, this guy says, F all of y'all who were saying that I was joking. I don't take pride in fouling our sport like this, but DC took a risk here, and saying it's AI takes away from the courage it took for him to expose the truth. But again, it was courage at first, but then he got some kind of threat, I think. So somebody came through. Even like, look, even this Kessin, if you're not on X, you don't realize these guys are like little trolls. They're not like real trolls, but they're small like trolls. This Kessenstein person goes, these are the facts. Daniel Cormier absolutely posted these messages about Eric Trump, asking him for inside fighter. I have the evidence of that. Therefore, Cormier either forged fake direct messages from Trump, or Eric actually sent these messages and he's lying. These are the two possibilities. Everybody is keeping these screenshots. Everybody's looking this up and down. It looks absolutely crazy. This is him talking about it. This is Daniel Cormier himself actually talking about it. He really tries to brush it off here, which I find even funnier. Just really wants to brush it off.
DC, what happened with those posts? We're from Eric Trump.
Not real.
They're not real.
I can't believe you guys believe that. Like, who believes that?
Everyone said.
See, he's like, I can't believe you guys believe that. Who believes stuff like that? But he actually is the one that posted it. And there's no signs of him getting hacked. Hackers don't delete things after they put them up. They keep them up to just piss poor gaslighting. Exactly, Mike Riley. Exactly. Piss poor gaslight. He's not even trying.
It was posted on your account.
I got hacked or something. Who believes stuff like that? That's
I got hacked or something. Who believes stuff like that? Hey, you suck. You suck. Either have courage or don't. I would respect a coward more than I would respect this. You know what I mean? If there's someone who's just like, I don't even have the nuts to say anything. This guy messaged me. I'm not going to say anything. I'd be like, no problem. Done deal. Who cares? But for you to, now you're trying to do that to the public? Oh, gosh. Anyway.
So you didn't post it?
why would I do that?
Hey, you're a fucking legend.
Hey, what do you think of Josh Hogan's joke, man? What do you think of Josh Hogan's calling Michelle Obama?
The journalists that say you posted it are wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about?
Thanks, Rudy.
You're welcome.
For more content like this, subscribe to my channels across social media platforms at Nicholas Balacy. Thanks for
Balsy. Ballsy. That's how it really is. Said all that to a world champion. We're supposed to believe that Daniel Cormier was hacked, but then regained access to his account 2 minutes later without any help from Twitter. Right. Eric Trump is corrupt as his daddy is. No one fell for it. No one. Everybody has the messages. He had some courage, but what really happened, I think Ian even said it. I should go back to Ian's post just to see if I can. I think Ian even said it. Where is Ian's post on this? Because Ian's like, I think he got threatened. He's like, I think the threat was like very real. You know? Let me just see if I can find it really quick. Really quick. Just on Ian's account. Because it seems like he got, because you have to understand, and I'm sure you guys already know this, Dana White and the president are good friends. They're very good friends. And it started before politics even. They've been really good friends for a really, really long time. So as soon as this happened, for sure, DC got a call. For sure, they were like, listen, this isn't just your job. Like, buddy, do you know who you're messing with when you do this? Do you have any idea what could happen to you? That's what I think happened. Whatever. I can't find Ian's post. It doesn't even matter because I think the exact same thing. I think this was more of a threat towards something bigger than just your job. You know. There's Ian. Ian, thanks for lying for me, DC. That was a close call. That was a close one. Glad we don't have to make good on that threat we made. This post is just satire and jokes. There you go. I too am satire and jokes. I too am also satire and jokes. Thank you so much. Just want to put that out there. You know, all this is just us having a grand old time. You know what I mean? But yeah, that whole thing tripped me out so much. Just to watch thing after thing happen. It was just so weird. So weird. You're reading it, so apparently he is. And if you think Eric Trump is smart, boy oh boy, good luck with that. Ian is constantly going max. No one even had to say the words go max to Ian. He was just like, I'm already there. I've been there since the grocery stores. That's what Ian says. Yeah. Anyway, the whole thing was just crazy to me. I had to talk about that. There was no way I couldn't talk about that because it was so in real time. I was watching it all play out. I was like, oh, he posted this. And then I went back because I wanted to show it to you guys. And it was like, oh, it's gone. And then it was like, I had to find accounts that actually had it. And then all of a sudden, Eric Trump started deleting things. And I was like, what's happening? By the end of this, I was like, oh, the fights are rigged. Oh, okay. Great. Didn't realize. Or they can be. Let's not say that they are. You can't say that they are. But they can be, apparently. Like, what if the guy said, yeah? Like, what if this Daniel guy said, yeah, to him when he said that? You know, if it's real, I know it's AI generated. But what if the answer was yes? Yes, I know some things. Let's figure some stuff out. What would does that happen all the time? Can they just do that? It's not out of the question. I don't care who it is. I'm not really a Trump hater of any sort. I don't believe in any sports, quite honestly. Quite honestly, I don't believe in any sports. I mean, Arnold Rothstein fixed the World Series in the 20s. I mean, in the 20s, he figured that out. And then it stopped. Everybody just went, okay, well, you can't have that happen anymore. Hey, Arnie, we're never going to let this happen again. How dare you, Arnie? You fixed the World Series. That's no good. We can't have that happen ever again, right, boys? Isn't that right? That's what happened. Okay. All right. Fine. Anyway, let's jump over to these coffees. Let's jump over to these. Let's jump over to these supers, these coffees. I think we did coffees. I think we did supers first last time. I don't know. Going back and forth. Let's jump right in. Right in. Oh, do I have another thing? I think I do. Hold on. Oh no. Hold on. I just got rid of. No. I can't get rid of the bubble wand picture. I need that bubble wand picture. I want to put that picture up in the office, so I'm gonna do so. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this golfer girl real quick. So apparently, there's this golfer girl. She makes videos like this.
It's titled "Enough is Enough." It was posted on September 9th, and it's actually.
Let me play that again, just so you can hear it all.
Charlie Kirk's last video was titled "Enough is Enough." It was posted on September 9th, and it's actually a video of Trump. But why does this even matter? Well, there's this game that came out in the 90s called the Illuminati New World Order. And one of the cards in it is a picture of a man who does look like Trump, I will say. But the point is that the card is titled "Enough is Enough." And the first thing it says on the card is, at any place, at any time, our snipers can drop you. That card game has predicted a lot, but that one, that's a little weird. That's really weird to me. Anyways, this is my driver. Our snipers can drop you. Is that a threat? I think that's a threat. And that's Charlie's last video. And it's Trump. I'm going to post the card so you can see. Charlie Kirk's last video.
I love how somebody saw it and they're like, that girl's a psyop. It's like, okay. And I'm sure you think somebody else is a psyop. And then Candace is one. And then Barron's one. And then Colin's one. And then everybody's one. And the only person that people can listen to is me. It's so annoying. It's so played out. It's so played out when people do this. It's such a played out thing. It's like, well, I mean, she makes these videos and she came out of nowhere. I actually went right down to her first post because I wanted to see what she was about. This is just a person that figured something out. That's it. That's all this is. That's what you're seeing. She didn't have a lot of views before. She figured out if she brings up some information and then hits her golf swing, that the videos go crazy because people love a great golf swing. They like a girl with midriff showing, and they love to hear conspiracy content or real content that people brand as conspiracy. They love it. She just figured it out. She was like, okay, this is the thing now, right? She's not a podcast or anything like that. She literally just says a thing, hits the driver. But then what ended up happening, and I can't believe she apologized. You're not supposed to apologize. That's ridiculous. So she does an ad with Meta, right?
Hey, Meta. I'm all alone today. Can you keep me company? Hey, Meta, take a video. We got 6-iron in hand. We got bunkers on the front right. Hey, Meta. Do you believe in mermaids?
Maybe mermaids are just really good at hiding. Like, they're the ocean's best kept secret.
Hey, Meta. How does Santa Claus get to everyone's house on Christmas Eve? And also, why would he leave me Colin a book on manners? I feel like that should have gone to my sister, right?
I don't know. That sounds kind of personal.
Hey, Meta, text Mom, it's an emergency. Actually, let's just call her. I have a tummy ache.
I always play with music, and that means that everyone would be subjected to my playlist. And now I can enjoy it to myself and still hear conversation. Especially when someone yells for.
See, this is also like let me just tackle this dumb comment as well. So coach is dumb for thinking she's not a psyop. She's posting about AI being the devil and turns around and posts AI. Get with it. I do that. I use AI. My kid was throwing up. I went to ChatGPT and I was like, let's check this out. When you Google something, Google now uses AI. If you use a search engine now, you're using AI. Surprise, surprise. Oh, the more you know, huh? Oh, the more you know, big guy. Maybe you're just running off to the library every time you need to know something. All the credit to you, big guy. You're the guy who runs off to the library. Sure you do. You don't pick up your phone and say anything. In fact, you don't even have a phone. Because if you have an Apple phone, AI is at work all the time inside your phone. Oh, wow. Amazing. DuckDuckGo, no AI. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It doesn't have AI. It may not have AI mode, but there is AI processes in place to bring up the thing that you're looking for. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys understand what's going on here. Okay? The library. Yeah. Did I say library? I thought it was a library. Library? Well, you can disagree all you want. That's what you're doing. You're clearly using it. And also for most people to act like they don't touch on anything that's AI, maybe you should just learn the world around you. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should actually look into the operating system that you're using on your phone. Okay? Very simple. Now you're going to have to read it all yourself because you can't go to ChatGPT and put the actual information in there and say, hey, is there any usage of AI within this agreement that I've signed here? You're going to have to read that all yourself, but I know you haven't read it yet. So you don't actually know. So you're disagreeing based on nothing. So that's good. Biblioteca. I can say biblioteca. No problem. Done. There's no avoiding AI ever. Someone says, Coach, stop yelling at me. I'm yelling at this person. What's his name? What's his name here? I can't even. Bebato. You're lucky I can't pronounce your name. You're lucky. You got off easy because I can't pronounce your name. You got off real easy. But to say that I have many videos supporting Joe Rogan. And then I have other videos where I'm like, this guy said that AI is God. He's absolutely wrong. I've had debates with people. There's actually a 4-hour interview I did with somebody where we had like an 1.5-hour debate about AI. And I was on the side of it being bad and he was on the side of it being good. And we were still friends at the end. Great guy. Dan Goler does some great work. Absolute genius of a guy. But I disagreed. I still use it from time to time though. Am I now a psyop? I have videos talking about what the worst case scenarios are and how people who play around with AI thinking that it's going to be the second coming of Christ are being misled. I have videos talking about how people used to turn to God or their elders or their family to talk about certain things. And now they turn to ChatGPT and that's a bad thing, but I still use it. Does that now make me a psyop? Believe you me, you don't fully know what you're talking about here, but I will say this, the fact that she did a paid partnership with Meta. Okay. Now I was going to talk about James Lee because James Lee was actually the first one to really jump on her like hard. I think he even made a video. Did he make a video? I think he did a video imitating her, which I actually thought was actually funny. Here, check this out. Let me just see this. Go.
I'm all alone today. Can you keep me company? Hey, Meta. Do you believe in mermaids?
Maybe mermaids are just really good at hiding. Like, they're the ocean's best kept secret.
Well, looks like she got the call, boys. Anyway,
I don't care what you say. How petty it is for him to go and be like, I'm going to a golf course. I'm going to a driving range because I got a video to make about this chick. That is like up there with Candace Owens. That is like way up there. He even grabs a nice driver to just drive his point home. No pun intended.
My driver. That's what always seems to happen. They either co-opt you or they eliminate you. Oh, ow.
Hey.
Now, see, I think this stance that he's taking here is just unfair. I actually think that this is an unfair stance. Here's the thing. He even commented on her video. Okay. I think this is the video, right? Yeah, he was the first. He was one of the first people. Top comment, 17,000 likes, almost 18,000 likes. Because this is how they co-op creators. They let you grow. They let them grow. Then they capture you and neuter them. Now, here's the thing. With this post, the next post she puts out, she apologizes. Oh, she should never have. Excuse me, guys. Letting out hot air as usual. She puts out this post like apologizing, like, oh, I'll have better discernment and this and that. I think it's the dumbest thing to do. First off, you don't have to apologize. Like, why would you? Why would you? It doesn't make any sense to apologize. The guy who's coming at you has 500,000. He has almost 500,000 followers. He's telling her about how not to use Meta and do a paid partnership, but he's getting paid on Meta. I would think if he's not, shout out to him. If he's not getting paid by Meta, I would be like, whoa, good on him then if he's not. But you're on Meta. You're on Meta telling her how bad Meta is. It's like someone being like, I'm going to tell you about how terrible AI is. And they go to ChatGPT and say, can you give me a list of all of the things that are bad about AI? I'm in an argument with somebody. It's like, what? What do you mean? And how deep does that go? Because you can say that about any company. You can say this about this platform. You can say this about whether it's Meta, whether it's Google, whether you could say that about Rumble. You can say about any platform because they're all big corps. They're all big corps who aren't really thinking about the little guy. You know, I don't know. I thought it was a bit much. I don't even know the chick. I don't know either of them, quite honestly. I don't know either of them. But I just thought that was like a bit much. I'm like, why go at this girl? But here's the thing. This is the logic I didn't like that he used. He says they either co-opt you or they eliminate you. Well, if you keep that way of thinking, everybody who's not eliminated, who hasn't been co-opted, which is it? So I haven't been eliminated. So have I been co-opted? Ian hasn't been eliminated. Has he been co-opted? Absolutely not. Candace hasn't been. Everybody you watch has not been eliminated. So by that logic, have they been co-opted? Or is it soon to be co-opted? Or is it soon to be eliminated? Which is it? You know? I don't know. I thought the whole thing was silly. And then on top of that, the reason I really thought it was silly is because this was her last post. This dumb apology. I think it's so silly. So silly to apologize. So this was the last thing she put out. Now, if the next video she puts out was, you know, hey, Meta, tell me 10 facts about why Philadelphia is the best thing ever. Hey, Meta, tell me all the benefits of consuming glyphosate. Then I'd be like, oh, yeah, they got her. Oh, yeah, they got her. But it's like she put out the ad. She put out the ad, the paid partnership, and then nothing out after. These are pinned things. So these aren't like her things, right? Yeah, you skipped a couple steps, being sued, being jailed, being this, being that. Yeah, exactly. There's a whole bunch going on. It's just I don't know. it's a weird thing to just put out there so quickly, so quickly. I don't know why. You know, I think some people get swept away and they just go at creators pretty hard. I don't really like that. I saw someone do that to Anna Escobar the other day, and I thought that was pretty silly. I thought that was ridiculous to go at her. They're saying she was clout chasing because she was like happy that I reposted something about her or I talked about her on the show. I talk about many people on the show because I want you guys to know about them. You know, you can't accuse them of clout chasing. I'm the one that's doing it, you know, on my own accord. So I don't know. It's just very, yeah, Jesse was fanboying. Yeah, Jesse likes her too. She has a pretty good shtick. You know, is that what they call it? Shtick, right? She has a pretty good shtick. You know, she says a thing, she does a swing, and it's doing really well. Probably on TikTok and Instagram. This type of stuff wouldn't fly on YouTube or anything, but it's pretty good. You know, you don't really know anything about her. We don't really know how she feels about anything. You know, we just know that she brings us very interesting content. Here, like I'll just pick a random one. Let's go random.
Emergency number 911 was established in 1968, which was actually the same year that David Rockefeller announced the construction of the Twin Towers.
See? She says very interesting.
Danny Casolaro was an investigative journalist who discovered a global shadow government by investigating a network of intelligence officials and criminals who were involved in a stolen spy software called Promise. He claimed.
See, she just has very interesting stuff. I just think it was a little bit jumping the gun. It's like I say it to you guys all the time. I like to keep my thinking congruent, right? I love the jokes about the mints and the this and the bubble wands and whatnot. I'm going to be mentioning that a whole lot more now. I love all those jokes, but also at the same time, you do have to keep your thinking consistent. And I do say to you guys all the time, that famous thing that Joe Rogan said, he goes, you can BS people for hour 1, hour 2, but hour 3, the real you is going to come out. So for you to judge somebody as soon as they come out because they did one thing that you don't agree with, especially as a creator, because I'm seeing creators come at her. I just think that's a little like people gave Ben Shapiro more time. Maybe give that girl a little bit more time. Maybe. You know, they gave Ben Shapiro like a good 10 years before a lot of people said, that's it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. They gave her a long time. You know, Rogan gets a long time. Everybody gets a long time. James Lee himself gets a long time. I mean, when I first heard about James Lee, I'm like, oh, he worked for Breaking Points. I'm like, I don't like Breaking Points at all. I'm like, Crystal Ball. I'm like, he worked for Crystal Ball. I'm like, I don't know about this. She's straight from mainstream media. And then I see videos of him like in a suit and stuff. But at the same time, I go, well, maybe he's had this, I don't want to say coming to Jesus. I don't know what religion he is, but he has this waking up moment where he says, screw that suit and screw that company. And I'm going to wear what I want to wear and I'm going to make the content I want to make. And it's like, great, fantastic. You can still watch close and see what happens. He seems like, one of these, he's a goat. Joe Rogan has said multiple times, he says, my main source of information is James Lee. He has said that multiple times on the podcast. So I think that's incredible. But anyway, thanks for the introduction. Do you have her phone number? No, I don't. I don't have her phone number. James is still learning. Yeah, but that's the thing. We all are still learning. This girl here is still learning. She didn't know people would react like that to doing a paid membership, but I don't think she should apologize at all. Not at all. Like, what? Why can't you do a paid partnership with Meta? If the main company, because she got kicked off of TikTok, the main company that's actually allowing you to make your videos is Meta, but you wouldn't do a video with Meta. It's silly. It's just silly to me, because then you can point at any YouTuber. I mean, what are we talking about? Go check out who owns YouTube to who owns. I mean, what are we talking about? And we're all on this platform right now. Go check out what Twitch talks about. Go check out the CEO of Twitch and what he allows on his platform and what he doesn't allow on his platform. It's gross. It's gross what he does, what he allows and what he doesn't allow, who he bans and who he doesn't ban, who he unbans when they should stay banned. And, anyway, that was my whole thing about the golf girl. Keep doing your thing, golf girl. If you ever see this golf girl, keep doing your thing. Keep having fun out there. Don't worry. Until somebody wants to step up and pay your bills, you do what you feel like you have to do. I get it completely. Anyways, now let's get into the coffees. Just forgot about that little thing there. This golf character. Keep on keeping on. Someone said, another coach said, love hearing your perspective. Oh, thank you so much. Someone said, great take. Oh, thank you. Do appreciate that. I know some people won't agree with it, but it's just like, come on, man. You got to give people some grace. You're given grace every day by God. Every day God gives you grace, and there's nothing you did to earn it. And you think you can't give it back? You got to give the grace back. You know, forgive us for our trespasses the way that we forgive, the way that you forgive. Forgive us for our trespasses the way we forgive people for the trespasses that they put upon us. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. Anyway, that's just me. That's just me. I am a Christian, you know. For those of you that are not, you know, have fun in hell. But for the rest of us that are, you know, we're having a great time. Kidding. I'm kidding. Just joking. Hey, coach, sorry, I was sending all caps while I was driving. That's okay. You can send all caps. It's cool. Cool by me. I sent an important link regarding Erica Kirk and pastors when you were talking about all that. It is on an IG account that is Proclaim X Bible in 365. Okay, I'll check it out. She does this podcast with the Calvary Chapel Signal Hill pastor James Kiddish. Yes, the Egyptian pastor. Yeah. At first, I thought for sure that guy had something to do with the Egyptian planes, like months ago. According to Barron's timeline, July 14th, Erica traveled to Kiddish church, to his church, for the Women's Summer of Psalms retreat, and gives a pro-Philadelphia speech about a call to arms. Yes, I believe, didn't Candace play that? I don't know if Candace played it, but she definitely mentioned it. She definitely mentioned that. Same timeline calls out Charlie's July 20th trip to Maine, where Erica expresses to Charlie and Tucker that she is anti-Philadelphia. And then Candace's July 30th trip to Maine, where Tucker relays that info. What the F, Erica? Yes, you are 100% right. What the F? I don't, and we'll never know. We'll never know. She's there. They always make sure to reply to the silliest things. They never reply to the big things. Never. I don't think we've seen it once. Coach, I'm on summertime schedule in AK, 19 hours of sunlight. Oh my gosh, really? Late nights / sleeping in. So I miss the beginning of the live. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Lots of love and prayers for you and your family. Would love a convo with you and Stu Peters. He's confirming our thoughts on Wimpy Snimpy. Wimpy Sneffy. we're a highbrow we're a highbrow outfit here, guys. I mean, they all flipped on Charlie for cash. Tragic. That is a dark thing to think about, man. It is a dark thing. You know, that's the one thing you think that's never going to happen to you and your friends. I'm not saying it did, but I'm thinking, you just never think that's going to happen between you and the people that you love, the people that you ride for, you know? Very weird. Katie Bug, there are shirts made to contain blood inside the shirt. Could that be why CK was wearing a different shirt? He always wore black Turning Point shirts at these events. I tagged you on X with what AI said. It is a cloth made to do just that. Oh, well, you use AI, so you're a psyop. Oh, man. Bleh. You used AI? Don't you know we go to the library around here? Come on, man. We go to the library around here when we get our information. We don't use AI. It's crazy. We're not psyops here. Get out of here. But yeah, no, I'll check that out. Thank you so much. That is weird. It is weird. People have commented on the fact that he wore a white shirt that day. You know, one thing that it could have been with the white shirt. Now, I don't know. You can, especially with a clothing company, you can kind of make shirts really quickly because you're just making a design and then somebody just does it for you, right? So I don't know when they came up with that design. It could have been because they're like, oh, it's summertime, we're going to sell a different type of shirt and have him in it. I don't know. But that was always weird. People are like, it's the one time he dressed differently. You know, white. I wonder if somebody actually asked him to wear that shirt. I would love to know about that. Yoko Ki, bro, Baron really takes pleasure in saying Dan Bongina. I take pleasure in his pleasure. All right. All right. All right. Easy there. Relax. Relax. Calm down a little bit here. Okay. By the way, Mortal Kombat Ultra, extra zesty Blake fatality. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. The extra zesty Blake fatality, that would be like he does the snap in front of you, but then he just keeps doing it, and then it just starts like ripping away at you. Blake wins. Anyway, let's keep going here. Miss Chris Viz, have you heard about the movie Disclosure Day by Spielberg? No, I have not. Many Christians are outraged that they portray a nun accepting the aliens and their wisdom. Oh, wow. Really? That's interesting. Well, that's the next thing. I haven't seen it, but I do believe Hollywood is doing their part to condition us to see aliens as supreme beings. Haven't they always? I mean, go back to, they've always done that. Always. Go back to Star Trek. They've always done that. They've always made them seem like that. Supreme beings and question our faith in God. Yeah, I think that would be the next step, because it's always like they come and everything that we understand in this world is not true and God's not real. And then a lot of times they go with like, and we were the ones that brought you this, and you're actually an experiment from aliens and this and that. They've been pushing that for a long time. It is the beginning. All the alien stuff coming out is coming out for a reason. You're correct. It's a bit scary. Just wondering if any in the Mint Daddy crew also believe the conditioning that's begun. Unrelated, Blakey boy is such a weenie. Gen X insult. Gen X is actually a lot harsher than weenie. You must have grown up around some nice Gen Xers. I got some brothers that are Gen Xers, and I don't know, they're pretty they're pretty insulting, or can be at least. If he were a drink, he would totally be a weenie water, old slimy weenie water. Good God. That is disgusting. You've reclaimed your Gen X card, because that was gross. Finally, peace and good health to all. Hit the like, siempre. Yeah, Project Bluebeam. Yeah, exactly. Like it's been around for a long time. Someone bought 20 coffees. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Leafy Greenness was catching up on yesterday's show, waiting for today's to come on and getting a good laugh about Hillary and her hot sauce and Kamala. Thanks, Coach. I needed that laugh today. That's so funny. I never leave the house without my hot sauce. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The only way I would have believed her when she said that is if she was like, I put it on human beings all the time, and then I eat them. That's the only thing I would believe. Hey, Coach, have you watched this documentary yet? It speaks to our handlers, quote unquote. Planet Mind Control. Well worth the watch. No, I haven't. I'm not going to click your link, but I can search it. Thank you so much. I can't click the link in when it comes to the coffees. You can't even click the link or anything. It's just text. No hyperlinks. Hi, Coach. I commend you on your weight loss journey. I know you've been exercising, but I wonder if you might have laughed a few pounds off at that Ebonics officer tantrum over his beehole rant. It was so funny to laugh along with you sliding out of your chair. I was done. My wife heard that. She thought I fell down or something. And I did. I was on the ground. It was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, how often do you hear prolapse inside of a podcast? It's not often, guys. It's not often. Much love to your family. Thanks for the great show always, Marie. Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate you. The Slick Rick. Coach, here's a coffee towards the soundboard. Yeah, I gotta I have to have a soundboard. I feel like you can do it just with your keyboard. I don't know. I'm probably wrong about that, but whatever. You absolutely need Mama Tatum on there saying, "Oh, baby, don't be ignorant." Yeah, that would be a good one too, to have Mama. Then Mama comes on. "Oh, baby, you's a moron." Oh, that'd be good. I'm telling you, I want to do it. Officer Tatum saying Mountain Evidence, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Oh, that would be a good one too. I ain't got no prolapse, Mama. That would be. These are all good suggestions. Coach, if you need more suggestions, hit me up on IG. Love the show in the community. That's so funny. Yeah, those are all good suggestions. And I would use them so much. Oh, you guys are going to get tired of me if I have a soundboard. You guys are going to get real tired of me. Something I wrote, I thought you'd like it. Okay, I ate the mushroom. Then the mushroom ate me. I slowly digest into a colorful sea. Like oil on water, my mind dissolves as I surrender myself to the mushroom of love. The mushroom of love sounds. I'm immature. Mushroom of love with its finger, like what is that? Tendrils, wove over all over my brain for hours and hours. I'm clinically insane. This brain-eating fugness devours me once more, and again I give in as I melt onto the floor. Yeah, this is interesting. Actually, Lil Wayne has a song like this. You know that? Lil Wayne has a song like this where he talks about the same type of stuff. This has the same type of vibe. The colors of math, geometrical shapes, and the sounds of silence encountered in space. The rush through my body, like waves beating the shore. Come on. Amplified 50 times more. I speak to the ones who created this world. I giggle like a middle school girl, the darkness around me embroidered in light. Eyes open or close, a beautiful sight. That's true. That's really true. Yeah. See, you knew the song. Yeah, that song, that Wayne song. Yeah, it's very much like this poem. Very, very much. Same stuff. A beautiful sight. The shapes and the colors now starting to fade, but the damage has mended and the connections were made. That's very true. I return with reluctance to this blind world around me, but my eyes wide open can once again see. There you go. Me. Thank you so much. That's interesting. It's very interesting. It's always hard to put that experience into words, so you did pretty good there. Yeah, you know that song. Yeah, that song by Lil Wayne is it's a good song. Love your show. You have a sweet family. May the Lord continue to bless you, and thanks for making Mama the voice of reason. Yeah, no, you got to make her the voice of reason. She knows what she's talking about. Hey, Coach, sending you. Hold on. Did I read this already? No, I didn't. Okay. I was hoping I did because it's just so long. Anyway, hey, Coach, I just sending thank you coffees. Oh, you bought 10 coffees. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you coffees for keeping my spirits up as I haven't been able to watch much online due to life being all lifey. I hear that. Started catching back up on the episode when baby Coach made his debut. Totally adorable. Made me smile so much. Funny how those little bundles of poop and screams can do that. Yeah, it's a wild experience, man. Very much like the experience this person was just talking about in that poem. It's one of those experiences where it's like, you're like, everybody should probably experience this, but you can't tell people, you can't force people to do it. But everybody who has experienced it understands completely. That's exactly what having a kid is like. I hope it's okay to ask for healing prayers for my little bro. He just turned 40 on June 3rd, and a couple of days later had a severe heart attack. Oh my God. He's now out of the woods. He's not out of the woods yet. A lot of damage was done and still needs procedures, but Thank goodness he is here with us. Has a wife and 2 boys, 10 and 12. He's a good person, husband, father, brother, and son, and we love him so much. He just got home on the weekend and is on bed rest. Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, prayers to your brother. That's crazy. That is so crazy. So terrifying. So terrifying. So important to try and take care of yourself the best you can. Yeah, many prayers of healing. Your sense of humor and demeanor reminds me of him, probably because we have the same age references. He also taught me everything about the rap wars, etc. when we were teens. He was cooler than me. Yep. Shh. Don't tell him. It's why I love watching you so much. Can relate. Thank you so much. If anyone sends prayers, and thank you again for the laughs. It's the best medicine. Sorry to make you read such a long message. Oh, you know me. Mama is saying, get back to work, Matt Walsh. That's so many things crammed in one. Mama is saying, get back to work, Matt Walsh. That's so many things. Like I have a tick, you know? Yeah, prayers to your brother. Hope he's doing okay. That's a wild thing to go through. You know, such a terrifying thing. Like, you know, when Baron mentioned his friend, I believe he said, you know, he's within my age and his age, and it's just crazy. It's crazy what can happen just out of nowhere. It's nuts. You just never know. You know, I was having a conversation with my coach. I have a coach. It sounds like he's a handler. He's not my handler. He's my friend. I think. But we were talking about, when do you want to experience certain things? Like for me, like traveling is what I value. I don't care about watches. I don't care about jewelry. I don't really care about clothes that much. Like, you know, buy me 50. I literally have 10 pairs of the same pants. 12. I think 12 pairs of the same pants. Could care less. Don't need to change up. Don't need to look better. You know, $14 glasses. Yeah, I don't care. But experience, travel, that's very valuable to me. And we're talking about, like, when do you want to experience that? You know, when you're older. And we always think that we have until we're older. And the older is just like this unknown place. And it's really not promised. And that's why I'm taking this trip, the family and I. That's why we're taking this trip, because it's like, you don't really know. And it's like, do you want to do things when you're much, much older, or do you want to experience them now? You know? A combination of things. It's like, you don't want to wait till you're too old, and also you don't know if you're going to get too old. You have no idea. You just feel like it's something that's promised to you, but it's not. It's not promised to you that you're going to get old and gray. You know? Anyway, what'd you say? Thanks for the laughs. Okay. Not always, I guess. But yeah, that's why I wanna move around. I want to travel around. I want to experience those things. You just never know. Not me partially hoping Coach would have opened the door and turned on the dad voice that acts like a stun gun. Well, the kid couldn't see me. That's why I didn't do it, because like my wife was already closing the door and everything. So I thought the kid was closer. If the kid was closer, I could have grabbed her and been like, hey, come on. You just gotta grab her hand, and she calms down. See, my wife wants to go to Aruba. I don't want to wait till we're 60 to do stuff like that. I want to do it now, you know? And, you know, if you're in a position to, you should. And you know what I also learned? That a lot of us think we're not in the position, but you're way closer than you think. Like, way closer than you think. And maybe you can't have you can't have a local carrier around like I bunker Trump, you know, in Albania, but you can experience something different. But that's just me. I like travel. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to Greece too. That's exactly where I want to go. I actually said, I was saying to my, we were at a birthday party. I was talking with an elder, friend's dad. And yeah, I was saying the next place I want to go is Greece. I want to go to Greece. That'd be a great place to see, you know, before it gets taken over by foreigners. Anyway. Oh, and the political views come out. Oh gosh, the political views come out. Just want to go there before it's taken over. Taken over by who? Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh, I just want to go before it gets taken over by pickpocketers. That's all. Oh gosh, sorry, the conservative views come out. Sorry about that. My bad. Not me partially hoping blah blah blah. Your parents know what I mean. Mom threatens them with their life. Nothing changes. Dad says, "Hey, stop." And they immediately do yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I do notice that. My kid sometimes reacts like as if I hit the kid. And I don't hit my kid. But she reacts like as if I'm going to. It's very weird. Yeah, she'll like trip out. I'm like, I'm gonna like my plan is like, pick her up, hug her, and she just goes nuts. I'm like, okay. Like, relax, calm down. I say relax a lot though. I want that to echo in their head. I want that to echo in the kid's head. Like, relax. Because I know when I'm not around, they'll be like, relax. And they won't even know why. They'll just tell themselves to relax and it'll work. As long as I keep on echoing it in their brains. Something crazy about Thomas Matthew Crooks. When I was training for this job, my coworker told me he had seen him multiple times at one of his accounts. TMC worked at a personal care home in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. Coworker said he was definitely the quiet, nerdy type. Also, he drives past his house most days en route really, really early, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., and saw when the feds swept it. Wow. Says he recalls seeing the Gov-like vehicles parked on the street leading up, allegedly, maybe, perhaps. Well, that makes sense. It's confirmed that he definitely worked at a personal care home. That is true. That is 100% true. I remember learning that about him. Being there when they swept the house is crazy. That's nuts. If he stayed long enough, we could have saw what they took. I would have loved to know what they took. Someone said you won't regret seeing Alaska. Will there be snow there? If there's snow there, I don't want to go. Only if there's no snow. Alaska with no snow, I'll go. Is there snow? I feel like there is. Coach, I need your opinion, and let me be clear. I love Tucker. Okay. Yeah, okay. We read this one already. For sure, I read that one already. I remember because it was like a really good insight. Has anyone noticed the first winning fighter at Freedom 250 UFC from Brazil looks like he is an Austrian painter's grandson, allegedly. Interesting pick for the opener. Ari Emanuel definitely called DC directly. Ian made a great point about the problem with gambling addiction. These companies are trying to make gambling the new corn for the youth with these future bets like Polymarket. Yeah, it's disturbing and, well, demonic. Yeah, they are. They really do try to make that an okay thing. They really do. It's weird. And what's very interesting about that? Like what Mike Riley was just, oh geez, don't reload that. Jesus, I almost left. Sorry about that. I almost left just now by accident. But the interesting thing with the gambling stuff, they attach it to a lot of young streamers. So a young streamer will like own part of a gambling company, right? And then the gambling company will be involved in like celebrity or streamer, because they do celebrity boxing matches. They do like streamer boxing matches where like me and Baron would be boxing, like just would be fighting each other. They do stuff like that all the time, and it's like you know exactly who they're trying to appeal to. You know what they're doing. You know. Anyway, let's get to these supers real quick. Supers. Let's jump over here. Let's jump over. Candace said Alex Clark married a fairy princess. Oh my gosh. Baby oil bubbles. Yep. I hear you. Candace shows that in a few minutes. It was back, but yeah. I didn't want to show that. That's crazy. Excuse me, officer. Do you have a mint? Hands behind your neck. Let's go. Did you see where Stu commented about Blake? About Sneff on Barron's podcast last night. Yeah. We addressed that. It's crazy. Coach Colin isn't investigating shit. His channel exists to ride Candace Owens. Oh, sir. You have to go and look at my channel. I mean, don't ever. I mean, let's go into it a little bit here, right? You can't just decide that it's just Candace. I mean, we gotta go way back. I won't let you just discredit this man, this incredible man. Are you kidding me? You gotta go way back. Don't ever forget. Okay? And also, I'm not an investigator, so don't be surprised if I'm not investigating things. Don't ever forget this incredible man here. Let me just go. Don't ever forget about the yellow beanie and this incredible man. How isn't that funny? This is the first Charlie Kirk video I made. Wow, I didn't even plan that. Don't ever forget about Joe Rogan. Are you kidding me? Don't you dare forget about Joe. See, some people they join up a little, you haven't been here for a while. Don't forget about Joe Rogan. Are you kidding me? I got 2,000 videos. There's maybe 200 of Candace. There's 1,800 of Joe Rogan, big fella. Don't forget about Joe Rogan. I mean, he is the true reason of why I'm here. That's why I love the picture so much, guys. Don't forget. I don't have that picture up there for no reason, boys and girls. I don't have that up there for no reason. Oh, wow. This is like back when I loved Trump. Trump's most historic speech. Look at me. That's so funny. Don't forget about Joe Rogan. Don't you dare forget about Joe Rogan. Look, how far I'm going back. We're only a year back. There's another 3 years, buddy. Don't forget about Joe Rogan. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Don't forget about Joe Rogan, my man. Joe Rogan, he's out here, buddy. Love Joe Rogan. Kidding me? Don't forget about Joe Rogan, buddy. Some people don't know. They don't know. They're just like, they saw me a month ago. They think I started a month ago. You can go even further back. You want to go real far back? We should go real. Do I even have the ability to do this? We should go real far back. Do I have oldest? Let's go oldest. How many years ago was this? Oh my gosh. How many years ago was this? 9 years ago. Jeez. The fact you guys haven't ran this up. Oh, check this video out. This is when I got my first subscriber. I got my first subscriber here. Check it out. Look at this.
Sorry, there's dog shit everywhere. I'm just looking out for it.
Ooh, he's thin.
It's going to be a little bit different.
Woo.
Because it's a celebration. The celebration is my first subscriber, Mr. Jaden. I can't pronounce your last name.
I've never been able to pronounce names. Wow.
Tried for like 10 minutes. Can't get it. But a Mr. Jaden B subscribed to my channel just last night, and he's the best. That is the best thing that's happened to me in so long. I thank you for your support. I'm so happy you've joined the channel. We are now a family of 2. So, so it's great. Thank you.
Look at me. Look, I'm wearing a crystal. Man, that was back in the day. I used to wear crystals and all this nonsense. Ugh, that's hilarious. Jaden, the first. I'll never forget Jaden. That's back when I was a vlogger. I was vlogging back then. And I was so nervous. That's why I'm breathing like that. I'm like so nervous to be holding it up and going. And very nervous. Very, very nervous in front of the camera. That is so funny. That is so funny, man. Oh my gosh. Anyway, don't forget about those people, guys. You know, that guy's just, he only remembers Candace. You gotta go back, man. Go check it out. Got the Joe Rogan stuff. Let's keep going here. Little blast in the past for you guys. Hello, everyone. I like it. Your name is interesting. You have an interesting name there, sir. It's Cash's country music sensation girlfriend, of course, who's completely America first. She always has been. Earl's daughter, the audacity of the, what is this? F plain I? FOA? Is that what you're saying? I have no idea what that is. What is that? F? I don't know. I have no idea. Calling anyone a liar is rich and disturbing. Candace could draw the devil out of a rock. That is her superpower, honestly. Oh, you're saying the Bureau. That's why. The F. And what's that? That's a B? Okay. Thank you for coding it that way. I appreciate that. Broke Blake Mountain's problem is that his lowest moments are his highest moments. Bless you for not pulling it out. Bless you for not pulling it out before. Thank you. I told my husband the same. Erica is keeping her face out of camera view and uses the hat to hide her face. She knows her reactions is not appropriate and modifying her actions. Yes, covering. That's what it seems like, you know? I hate to be that person to say that, but that's just what it seems like to me. Farmers are home all the time. Yes, definitely. Rock says nothing. Thank you very much, Rock. I don't know what this says. What is this? What is that? Arvidus Sabonois here. Loved your spiel on knocking them down yesterday. Had me howling. Getting my SM7B mic today. So everybody watch out. Any thoughts on Oliver Tree by chance? Oh, I was saying, I think, I don't think that was an accident. I don't think that was an accident. You know, I was saying yesterday near the end, you know, you're worth more dead than alive as a music artist. A lot of times, especially for the fact that they take out life insurance policies on artists. A lot of people don't know that. They take out pretty big life insurance policies. So, not saying his label did anything, but I don't know. If you see his plane fall out of the sky, it's different. It's so different. I've never seen anything like that. It just drops. It just drops straight. It's not like this. It's not that. It's just like, it just drops. It seems very weird to me. But yeah, get your microphone, man. Get your microphone. Make an episode. You know, when I did this, I mean, I had this. This is what I had. This is all I had when I made that episode, when I started the channel. This is all I had. This thing sucks. It's terrible. Sometimes it just shows upside down images for no reason. It's terrible. It has a little screen on it. It's so bad. It's so bad. I started with that. Just start, man. So whatever you're getting that microphone for, get it going. Get it going. You never know how long you have, man. Love the laundry remark. Very odd that BB is Trump's cervical spine. C1, C2, At this point, Candace, Ian, etc. are on target. Thank you so much, UFO. Appreciate you. And you're right. Can you explain the backseat of the SUV, mints and black shards, and Harpo's voice? Didn't I do that in Harpo's voice? Am I tripping? I thought I did. Well, we got mints. So listen, there's all these mints, okay? Getting questioned by the Bureau. Okay. So the reason that there's all these mints, okay, I have just a little bag, all right? And Chrissy was bringing me mints, all right? And I was taking the mints out because I was trying to find something. I was taking the wrappers out, and I didn't have any gauze, right? So I was stuffing them in there. I was stuffing the wrappers in there. And of course, I was eating the mints. We don't let mints go to waste. And then the black shards, I don't know what that is. I don't know. That could be anything. That y'all know what the black shards are? Huh? What? Huh! Just runs away. Just a cloud of smoke, like a cartoon. I'm kidding. He's a good guy. Friend of the show for sure. You know, he could come do an interview here. I'll give him a softball interview. Ask him about mints, and that's it. I won't press him, man. I won't press him. I coach horses. Really? Still don't understand why public passing. What? Still don't understand why public. Why public? Hope baby coach and mama are well. Keep going, Max. You coach horses? Really? That's very interesting. Good for you. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Do appreciate it. Did we hit 3 hours? Oh, we did hit 3 hours. I didn't even realize. Somebody's trying to reach out to me. All these people are reaching out. I'm so bad. You know, I felt Candace so much. When Candace said, I'm so bad at responding to things, you have no idea how much I felt that. I'm the worst at responding to things. When people send me messages, I'm just like, oh, I just don't want to do it right now. That's it. I won't even lie to you. When I don't respond to somebody's messages, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to right now. That's it. That's the only thing. I like run from it. I'm like, nah, I'll go here. I don't want to message. I don't want to answer. It's terrible, man. So bad. I so get it. I see all these messages and I'm like, I'm just going to lay down. Okay. I had 5 hours of sleep. I'm laying down. I'm not answering anybody. It's just so bad. It's so bad, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to see if there's any more coffees. There are not. Shout out to Mike Riley. I've been thinking about what you said, Mike Riley. There he is. I've been thinking about what you said. I might have you co-host on something, man. We might have to do that, man. We might do something like that, you know. On some. Have you ever seen the podcast Butterflies or Ninjas or Butterflies? You know, Sunday School. Those guys, guy with the big beard. That podcast. You ever seen that? I want to do something like that. I just want to talk. You know what I mean? I just want to talk about some stuff. You know. Anyway. How can you help? Get out of here. Oh, it didn't want me to write that message. It doesn't like when I write these messages. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. Mama, I'm telling all these nice people goodbye. You want to say anything to these people, Mama? Oh, baby, I just want to say, all of y'all, just don't mind this baby right here, okay? His brain don't work. He been slow, and it's a miracle he's at where he's at right now. Mama, don't be telling him about my chromosome, my brain and my frontal lobe. Don't be telling him about that, Mama. Anyway. I'm out of here, guys. Candace, live. Baron, I think Tuesday, Baron might not be live. Wait for it. If you're in the Discord, you'll get the notification. But otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. We will talk about some other stuff. I'm going to try and get some information together about Oliver Tree. From what I've been seeing so far, because I've been looking at his content and other people's content of him. Really good guy, really creative guy, really smart guy, but also had a real big problem with his music label. So we'll look into it. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. Peace. Oh, like the video. Yes, the wife reminded me. Please like the video. Hit that like button. Siempre, as they say. Okay? As the Dominicans say, siempre. Please hit that like button, and don't forget to take a golden pager on the way out. All right, everybody?